See, I hate Airbus. Gosh, the Airbus feels very strange. It's an Airbus, it shouldn't let me bank over a certain point anyway. I hate Airbus. That's it, I'm done, no more Airbus. Thrust climb. Watch me go. Love it. I like Airbus. Love it. Well, I don't. But it is cool. I like it. I am Airbusing. Oh. Yes. That is excellent. I'm going to be Airbusing the whole way in. And because it's an Airbus, I could easily enjoy the wing views. I just trust the system. How do you turn down the brightness of the MCP, isn't it? Don't worry, I am Airbus. Final approach! Yes! I did it! Oh, this piece of cake. No, level change. I want you to do it, plane. Don't trust me. And I see 2 reds, 2 whites. We are Airbusing today. Oh, come on! Love it! Right, go around. Oh, it's Airbusing. I've not had to do anything. I'm just gonna go make myself a cup of tea, guys. Alright, I'll leave the tray table out for my tea, alright? This is ridiculous. What a machine. Oh, this is amazing. Love it. I like it. I like Airbus. I love Airbus. I'm joking, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Flight Deck to Sim live stream. Today is the 24th of August 2023. It's 5 minutes past 5 in the evening, back in Microsoft Flight Simulator in the PMDG 737. I just thought about doing that at the start of the stream just to throw you all off. I just thought it would be brilliant. Got you all, even some of the members. The members already know about my new job. Well aware of what I'll be doing in the future, but I thought it'd be quite funny just to start that off there. Anyway, yeah, it's been such a long time since I've streamed, everyone. About 3 weeks since the last public stream. I did a members one about a week and a half ago, and there's 2 very good reasons for that. Firstly, I'm happy to announce that I'm about to move house with my girlfriend in the coming days. We're about to exchange contracts, move as well, which is a very exciting time of our life. But secondly, I applied for a job at my operator about 6 weeks ago. I was invited for the role of TRI, which I initially applied for the role of TRI, and my operator said, well, would you be interested in doing TRE? And now what those 2 roles are type rating instructors and type rating examiners. Now, I applied then for a type rater examiner role. I had the interview about a week and a half ago. It was the toughest interview I've ever done in my career, but very laid back, had a lot of preparation to do, and I got a phone call at the beginning of beginning of this week, sorry, and they've offered me a position as a type rating examiner, ladies and gentlemen. So I am going to become a TRE in time. Now, it's not going to happen overnight. I've got to return to the training department. Now, for those of you who are new to the channel, when I started this channel in 2016, I was what we call an SFI, a synthetic flight instructor, and it was sort of like the bread and butter of this channel was I was using Flight Sim to sort of help me with my SFI training, became a synthetic flight instructor, and then I became a captain in 2018, end of 2018. I've done that for about 4 or 5 years, and now I will going back to the training department as a TRI. I need to renew my TRI license. I'll be training again, back at one of our training centres, doing type ratings, recurrency training for every 6 months as well. I'll be then becoming what they call an LTC, a line training captain, so I'll be training all the cadets that join the company, or perhaps other first officers and captains joining in from other airlines, and then in time I'll do the course sometime next year to become an examiner, a type rating examiner. So I'll be able to do license skills tests, unfreeze your your frozen ATPL as well, and also issue your license skills tests at the type rating. So yes, I've really been watching a lot of the comments coming in today, and on this chat here in YouTube as well. A lot of people were really not sure what was going on, but yeah, I'm very happy to announce, very excited to do that. I mean, I've still got to go through the course, got to pass the course, a lot of hard work to come, but don't worry, nothing's going to happen to the channel. In fact, it's going to give me more time in the future. I'll be sort of working 2 or 3 blocks in the simulator, and then working back on the line as well for a week as well as. And the start of this should be around October, September time. But yes, I'm about to move house next week, so I'm literally, I'll show you my office in a little while with the yoke cam. I'm living out of boxes. The only thing left in my office is my PC. As soon as this stream is over, I will be boxing that up, and it won't come out again until I move house as well. I'm back to work tomorrow as well, full week of flying too, so it's going to be extremely busy. There won't be a stream probably for a week or 2 after this as well. My next stream will be in my new house with super hyper fast internet. Not that it's too slow here either, but yes. Sorry for the sort of the anti-climax, I suppose, but I suppose you're very excited. Let's have a look here in chat before we get started. We'll talk about what we're going to do today. It's just a simple flight to catch up with all of you. Eddie Mambo, thank you very much for the 18 months as member. Congratulations on the new role, Captain Wellin. Thank you very much, buddy. I'll have a flick through the comments here as well, because it's going to be a bit of a normal flight today. I just wanted something simple. Some people said, why am I not flying the Zebo mod? Well, the last time I flew the mod in the beta in X-Plane 12, it wasn't working very well, the beta. There was taxiway issues and runway issues, the aircraft was slowing down. But I've just not had time to download the Ortho or anything, so I thought, you know what, I'll fire up Microsoft Flight Simulator. I've got all the scenery. I downloaded a couple of airport files as well for Alicante and Lisbon, and there's a vACC event going on in Lisbon later, so we can enjoy some ATC. Let's have a look at it. Stephen Jenkinson, does the new house have dial-up? No, we've got fibre optic here. Jessica Hunt, I found out I could finally get a class on medical. Fantastic news. Going to resume work and getting my license. Keep us posted in Discord about that. So Boxing Day came early this year. Brilliant. Hey Captain, coming from live, sitting in Airbus A321, said Chris Fados. Excellent there. Timid Plays says cheeky. Anthony says congratulations. Thank you very much. You're gonna walk in mental pilot shoes. Yes, I mean he is a Thierry, but I've heard on the grapevine he's might be giving up flying or something. I heard there. You need to change your channel name to Flight Sim to Sim. Brilliant. Well, I mean when I started it, I was an SFI, so there we go. Some people thought it was Monarch. Yeah, it's really exciting to hear about Monarch. You're going to be a brave pilot to want to join Monarch there, because typically if airlines restart, they don't often success, but if they do come back, I wish them every success, and if I do see them on the line, I'll look forward to taking a picture there as well. Is that a Thierry on the Airbus? No, not the Airbus at all. Thank you very much. Loads of people saying congrats as well. Thank you really very much. There's a lot of you there. Such a troll. I love it. I love it. I got you all there in chat. Really, really funny to see here. Incredible news. Thank you very much, Yaroslav. M3 Tally. Now, I've been seeing your comment. Yeah, you've been commenting on lots of videos here on your sensitivity settings for the 737. M3 Tally, I haven't changed anything. This is just the default settings. I've had the last 2 months have been so busy. Flying every day on the line, a lot going on outside of work. As I said, I've been sort of the last month, everything getting in for the house move, and if anyone knows how stressful buying a house in the UK is, it's all the usual rigmarole with solicitors and stuff like that, but we should be moving imminently there. James French, 14 months member, stayed up late simply to say congrats on the new job. Oh James, you didn't have to do that, buddy. Thank you very much. It's well past my bedtime, so enjoy the stream, everyone. Take care. I don't know if you're still here, but if you've gone, I hope you come back and see the comment we just made there as well. If the pastor of the Zeboism religion was doing Airbus, I would have lost my mind. Brilliant. I know. I when I was playing it, I was looking at the comments and everyone was going, Airbus, no way, no way. Brilliant. Luke Zupan, thank you very much for your donation. $8. Engine spool up nice and slow now. Yes, I've heard about this update. I've had no time to test it, guys. So we're going to be flying from Alicante to Lisbon, an hour and a half flight time. Not tried this update, so we'll see what's what. I've heard that the engine spool up time is a lot more realistic now, which is great to hear as well. Fox, I see your comment. Best be preparing well for your check. Anthony Murphy, thank you very much for the €20 as well. Congrats to you. Delighted to hear your great news. Have a bev on me. Thank you very much, Anthony. Well, when we move next week, we'll be putting our feet up, and first thing we'll be doing is having a drink there as well. Who else we got there? Cheers, M3 Tally. Sorry I haven't had time. Guys, I've had loads of emails and requests from developers and things like that and whatnot to do reviews and stuff. I've just had no time, and I haven't even been able to get back to everyone. But I will have more time, well, after September this course is done. Thank you, Luke here. I've read that already.
Nice and slow now. Also, congrats, sir.
Cheers, buddy. Thank you very much for that as well. Anthony Murphy, I've just read that as well. I should wait for these to pick through. V1 Simulations, I've just seen your donation as well. Thank you very much, buddy. I saw your comment too.
Congratulations, dude. Delighted to hear your great news.
Thank you.
Have a bev on me.
Cheers, Anthony. Thank you very much. And V1 Simulations himself is here. I wonder if he was actually wondering if I was going to be an Airbus pilot. Let's see what he has to say. Thank you, buddy.
I had a super chat all typed up ready to welcome you to a life of luxury on the Airbus. Once I realized I was trolled, I deleted it, but then realized you will still need it to help combat the grey hairs that will start popping out once you become a TRE.
Thank you very much, V1 Simulations. Really appreciate it. For those of you who don't know V1 Simulations, a fellow real pilot streamer, a captain on the Airbus over the United States of America. I implore you to go check out his channel. He's one of the best Airbus content creators out there. So thank you very much for popping in. Yeah, I will have a lot of grey hairs. I've got a lot to learn. As I said, I've still got to pass the course, but the work hard starts now. I've got lots of long sectors. I'm spending most of my spare time zipping through the manuals. My interview wasn't so intense. I'll talk about that later as well, but it was a real deep dive into the sort of technical parts of the aircraft, so I had a nice refresh of the knowledge, which I feel is very good now, although you always keep learning about things like this on this aircraft as well. Thank you very much, V1 Simulations. Very, very generous of you indeed. I'll come by and pop in on one of your streams one day as well. How strict a TRE are going to be? I'm going to be a very fair TRE. My presentation actually for my interview was on the grading principles of what we call core competency grading, and the methodology behind that as well. So when I was an SFI, obviously you can't examine, but we did something called progress tests during the type rating, and I was always very fair with the grades, as we all should be as instructors and future examiners as well. Coda, you're bald, aren't you? I'm not bald. It's a myth. It's a myth. I've got some hair. Hair cam, please. Unbelievable. Right, who fancies going and doing some flying? So as I said, latest version of the PMDG 737 up and installed here. Flying from Alicante to Lisbon. The reason I chose this sector, Alicante, one of my favourite airports. I used to be based here a long time ago, and Lisbon has a vACC event on as well. And why I chose this sim is because I just didn't have time to download Ortho and whatnot for Explain 12. Karen Adam, thank you very much for joining as a member. Glad you enjoyed the content. You get invited to the members only Discord. Hope you enjoy using the custom emojis in chat. Thank you very much for the support. Herod Groot, 10 months. Great news, Captain. Good luck grinding for the test, and congrats to you and your girlfriend. Thank you very much, buddy. Really appreciate that. Thank you for all the time as a member as well. Anyway, let's jump on into the cockpit. As I said, this is an untested sector. It's breaking my rules of always wanting to do at least a test sector regardless of the aircraft to make sure it works, but I have checked the scenery is installed. Brendan, thanks for the 4 months. When you get based abroad, does your operator provide accommodation for you? Great question there, Brendan. It depends. Now, well, if you're actually based somewhere, it is your responsibility to find somewhere to live. You know, they're not going to provide accommodation at your base, but when you're sent out of base, yes, accommodation is provided for you. Now, we do have some pilots of operator who are sort of contractors who have paid an additional amount of money to sort of find their accommodation themselves as well. But whenever I'm out of base, because I'm directly employed by my operator, a hotel is provided. I'm actually going out of base this weekend for 2 days, so I'll be staying at a hotel, and I'll probably send some pictures for you on my socials anyway, guys. Right then, so do bear with me. I will have a bit of time in the flight to get back some comments. I'll look at occasionally over at chat, but let me just get the aircraft all set up here. So batteries on. Pop on the electric hydraulic pumps. Landing gear lever is down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green lights, and then we check all the aircraft documentation. In fact, the ground power isn't on here. There we are. Now, yeah, make sure you do the ground power first before turning on the electric hydraulic pumps. Landing gear levers down, and we check all the aircraft documentation. Let's do the fault and fire tests. So we'll check the squibs. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 lights. We've got fault overview detector in op, master caution overheat detector as well. Let's do a fire test. Fire warning lights, engine overheat, wheel well lights, no faults, and overheat detector is illuminated too. Onto the overhead panel. Emergency exit lights are armed. We'll test the attend button. Now let's have a little look at our operational flight plan. Flight time an hour and 28 minutes. Very interesting routing today as well. It sort of takes us northbound towards Valencia, then we'll head west towards Madrid, and then Lisbon. So it's not a direct straight line. Now if I was flying today, the weather in Alicante is really nice. It's 33 degrees here. In fact, I'll get the APU up and running shortly. Lisbon, very similar weather conditions. Clear skies the entire way, I think. And we'll be taking off from runway 10 here, expecting 02. Now last time I went to Lisbon was a long time ago. It actually had 2 runways, but I see now they've closed one of them. So we're not anticipating any issues there. Now, because it's a busy VACC event, I will take an extra, let's say, 30 minutes of fuel, which is about... well, 1.2 tons will be a bit excessive. Let's take full wings, which is 7.8. Oh, look, we have full wings already. How convenient. That's an extra 800 kilos to an extra ton there. So it's about 25 minutes extra just to anticipate any potential delays if it's busy with the event there. We'll turn on traffic here on the EFIS. So fueling's all done. The passenger loading is done as well. I think I've just put on a random amount. 172 passengers and some checked-in bags in the forward hold. So that's all good. Check the takeoff config warning. That sounds good. So let's do the cargo fire test, which is down here. Discharged forward aft, no detector fault, and the 2 green lights, the fire bell illuminated, and we got the fire warning light too. Yes, PMDG always defaults to 1, 2, 3, 4. It should be 2000 in Europe. Then standby, rudder radar trim is 3 and 0. Let's make our way up here. Stall warning test. We need to wait 4 minutes after AC power's connected. Mach airspeed warning test is done. Oh, iris to nav already. I think that might have been my doing, so I loaded in with the aircraft already sort of set up. So I'll turn those off, and then we'll select nav shortly. Mac FFD09, thanks for the 28 months as a member. Congratulations, sir. So pleased for you. In your new position, do you have to be proficient in multiple types of aircraft? Thank you very much, Mac FFD09. I only need to be proficient in the 737. The type rating I have and the examining I could do is only on that aircraft as well. So yes, I feel reasonably proficient in this aircraft, but you're always learning. But when it comes to other aircraft, as you see me stream frequently, when I do stream, I have absolutely no clue what I'm doing. So yes, not multiple types of aircraft, just the 737 there, Mac FFD09. Thank you very much for your membership and for your time. Listen, make sure the landing gear comes up this time. Yes, if I get time in the cruise, I'll let everyone else know about my fun day at work. Will you still be flying even with your new job? Yes, I'll still be flying about once a week in a month on average. So about 300 or 400 hours a year still, maximum. No more than that unless they need me flying instead of in the simulator. Perfect. So fueling's done, passengers uploaded. We've done everything else. Let's put the IRS to nav now, and let's see if there's any ATC here. We have Valencia approaches online. Usually they deal with Alicante arrivals before you get handed over to Alicante. Oh no, I'm looking on flight radar instead of the vACC map here. I want to just have a little look at vACC just to see if there's any ATC catered here in Alicante. No, there isn't, unfortunately. Only in Valencia, so we'll be on Unicom for departure. That's fine. Latest weather conditions here. As just mentioned 5 minutes ago, it's a really nice day, albeit very hot. 31 degrees. I'll tell you what I would have done by now is pop on the APU. So let's start that now and get some cool air into the cabin. QNH is 1014, which is set. MFRA will put as 1150. There we go, and we'll imagine we've got the latest weather, and then we can now load up the FMC. Yeah, I'm sorry I got a bit of a croak today. I have had a cold about 2 weeks ago, started getting a croak. It's fine, and then I was quite lucky actually. I finished operating on Monday, just gone, and Tuesday I was quite sort of all bunged up and quite had a bit of a temperature, but I'm certainly feeling considerably better now. It's all coming out, as you can probably hear. Thanks, Furious Podge, for the 11 months. Congrats on your new job. I'm sure you're looking forward to the challenge. I had visions of you joining the tray table life. I think a lot of people in chat here, even some of the members who I'd already told about the role, were a little concerned I might be jumping into the Airbus. But yes, no, I'll be 737-4 life, let's say. Thank you very much for your contribution there as a member, Furious Podge. I hope to see a lot more content from the simulators. We'll see, of course. I won't be able to do anything whilst anyone's being trained, but prior to a session, if I'm on my own, I can take some pictures of the sim and show you some elements there. But I certainly won't be able to do anything whilst instructing or training, I'm afraid, guys. Saw the temperature is higher than 50 degrees. Save the passengers. It shouldn't be as hot as that. I hope not. Ah! You know what? It's very warm. Yes. Let's sort that out. Passenger APU's on. Usually we wait a minute, but we're in the sim world. We can pop the APU bleed on now. Make sure the packs are in auto, which they are. And we'll make sure that's wound down as well. Perfect, that's all sorted. Let's load up the flight management computer there. Not to be intrusive, but there's a reason for the job transition. I would assume the new position will give you more personal time. I've always sort of had an ambition to go back into the training centre. It was sort of waiting for that right time. Now, the vacancies have actually been open for a number of months, but because of moving house, I wanted to get that over and done with first, and then I sort of applied for the role of TRI a couple of months ago, and then the training department spoke to me, and I obviously know a lot of my colleagues from there, because I worked there previously, and they said, well, why don't you apply for TRE? You have the requirements, you've got the experience, we want ex-instructors primarily to apply, so you know, we're happy to switch your application for TRE. And I was like, oh my goodness me, you know, I thought that would be much later on in my career. But no, they offered the position. I spoke to some TREs who I know quite well. They said, yeah, well, you know, you do a good job. So I looked into the role, thought, you know what, let's do it, let's apply for it. And yeah, like I said, the interview was really tough, but it was something I prepared for. That's why I haven't been streaming so much, because I have been spending a lot of spare time in the manuals, at home, at work, building up my knowledge even more. So than sort of you would need as a sort of line pilot. So yeah, I'm very happy with getting the job. I was confident the interview went well, and like I said, I got the call on Monday. But I have lots to prepare for. Still much more to learn as well. It's a new role which I need to certainly adapt to. But yeah, really looking forward to it as well. We've got John Poppett there. Thank you very much for your donation there. Thank you for the £5, buddy.
Congrats, Captain.
Thank you.
Big fan of the channel, thoroughly enjoyable and informative in equal measures.
Oh, that's very kind.
Treat yourself to a box of white gold carts on me.
John, I'm not very intelligent when it comes to these sort of things. What is a white gold cart? I don't know. It sounds like a cigarette brand. I don't know, John. Thank you very much, though, for your donation. I'll find out what it is. What is that? Someone tell me in chat. DJ Sticks88, thank you for your continued support as a member as well. Appreciate it. I hope you're doing very well. And thank you for pinging in here, DJ Sticks88. Interesting. I'm sure someone in chat will tell me. Right, let's get the FMC loaded. So FMC, when is this infamous EFB coming as well? I presumed by the time I would start streaming again, the EFB would be released, but alas, it's still not here. Right, let's load this up. So we've got latest AirAC installed, which is valid until the 7th of September. We are in Alicante, Lima Echo Alpha Lima. GPS left. And we'll go here to Lisboa, Lima Papa Papa Tango. Call sign today, it's just random numbers and letters. I went for Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo. Departing runway 10. It will be the Caton departure, Caton for Alpha, and from Caton we will be routing up November 733 to centre. Oops, what have I not? Oops, a little bit fast-fingered Freddy there. Up November 733. Interesting, why is it not just up November 733 all the way to Castellon? What have I done here? Up November 733. I think it's had a bit of a whoopsie. Up November 733. I'm just going to go direct to Castellon. Delete centre. There we are. Well, I don't know why it's put a double airway there. Shouldn't be there. Up November 975 to Charlie Sierra. I actually don't know the name of that VOR. And then it's direct to Ixona. And the Ixona is the arrivals to Lisbon from the east. It's an Ixona 9 Alpha, the ILS-02, and we'll put the PESEX transition. Let's just check to see if there's any discontinuities. There's PESEX. Oh no, we don't want to hold at PESEX. We'll delete that. Activate. executes. We'll just check the plan to make sure it looks as we're expecting. Yeah, that's the departure, which is basically a 180 back over the airport. All the way through. Looking good there. Ooh, not looking good there. Centre fix 02. Let's just tidy this up here, guys. Centre fix 02. Got PSX there. So I'm going to delete that PSX. We'll bring that PSX up to the top. PSX runway 02. There we go. Fixed it. And activate executes. Let's have a look here in chat. Michael Best, is PMDG making an EFB? I did not know they were making it. An EFB is needed for sure. I don't know if you're trolling or not. Michael Smith, thank you very much for the congratulations there. Anthony, we went to the 73 sim at my approved training organisation, and the instructor said there's no need to switch on the hydraulic pumps straight away. I told him Flight Sim said we had to learn from the professional man. He cried. Okay. Well, I mean, it's my operator's SOPs to turn on the electric hydraulic pumps for the walk around, check for leaks. So it's a good idea too. Is yeah, saw that one there. My Googling claims a golf cart or a okay. It's shotgun cartridges, isn't it? That's what it will be. I've not yet. White gold will be a brand of cartridges. I shoot. What is it? I've even got them behind me. I think, you know, when your mind goes blank here. I've actually got some LEAL Express, which I had to buy because I went to a different ground and they didn't allow plastic. You need fibre wads, but we usually. Shooting. Oh, hold on. I need to know now. I can't even remember. I put all my cartridges away. But John Popham, thank you very much. I've not even heard of White God. They sound like premium cartridges, so I'll make sure I get some. Thank you very much, buddy. Thank you. There we go. Shotgun cartridges, give them a try. You'll notice the difference in scores. I'm sure it'll push you into A class in no time. Hey, John Popham, I don't know where you shoot. I'm currently in B class, and I'll have you know, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a modest man, but I did win my... every month the club does a competition. And I won B class last month's competition. I got 39 out of 50 targets, and I won 50 out of 50. And I've still got to go collect my little presentation here, but my shooting has improved. I've still got a lot more to do, but as the gunsmith told me when I bought my shotgun last year, the only way you're ever going to get better at shooting is by putting cartridges in your shotgun and shooting targets. That's all. So I've had some lessons as well, which have helped. But yes, thank you very much indeed. Oh, it's all come together. Right, FMC's loaded. Let's have a look at the performance. So 0 fuel weights in. Reserves, alternates Faro today, we need 2.7 tonnes. Cost index is 30. We'll be cruising at 37,000 feet, or flight level 370, I should say. Top of climb wind can come in here, 212 at 34. Hold on, have they... No, they've not changed this. You still have to put the actual outside air temperature. So yeah, my operator's FMC's, it's ice deviation, which is 5, actual temperature minus 52. We'll just go minus 52. It's close enough. Transition altitude, we buy ATC, we'll put 6,000, and we'll go 22k full. I've done the OPT performance, 93.5 was correct, flat 5. CG's in, 6.34 units, which we'll set now. Oh, I missed up November 733. Is that how it didn't work? Well, I'm happy with the routing, how it got in there in the end. So that's 6.34 in, and speed's 40, 40, 46. We can now set 146 knots in the on the MCP here. Perfect. Let's check the temperature in the cabin now. Ah, that's better. Look, it's now 30 degrees. That was getting very toasty. In fact, we'll probably have it even cooler than that. Yeah, look, you can see. Oh, it's very quick. Yeah, so you can see if I change the temperatures, it doesn't change as quickly as that. It's usually a gradual change, but it's moving in the correct way. Right, so that's all done. Yaw dampers on, fuel 4 pumps on. Check the nav transfer and display switches are normal auto. Bright dim. Bright and off. APU's up and running. Seatbelt sign can come on because refueling's done. Window heat's always on regardless of temperature. Probe heat off until after engine start. Voice recorder's on, trim air's on, air conditioning's all set. MCP's set as well. We'll brief the taxi and SID shortly. The SID stop altitude on the Takeoff for Alpha is 6,000 feet. So we'll set that there. Passenger Escobar, thank you very much for your donation. Appreciate it, buddy.
Leaving for training in a few weeks. I wonder if I'll develop a British accent as I verbally practice my flows, as I currently hear you in my head as I practice them in my simulator.
Cheers.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Passenger Escobar, long-term member of the channel. My friend in the United States is going to be flying for a 737 operator in the near future. Maybe, yes, you'll pick up a little British accent with some of the flows and calls when you jump onto the 73. But excellent news, and keep us posted, Passenger Escobar, with your progress. Very generous of you, thank you. Excellent, that is all done. We did the performance, MCP's loaded, all the brake RTO. Legs there. Excellent. And let's just do a little briefing and then we'll get the engine started and go out of here. Now we're on a remote stand. The reason is I haven't we need to get rid of all this stuff. I have no pushback tool at all. I haven't had time to install that GSX, which I've been advised to do so, and the pushback tool I was using is completely broken now. It doesn't seem to work at all, and I don't think it's currently updated by the devs. So because we've got the APU up and running, let's just go here to the FS Actions ground services, and we'll make sure the parking brake's set first. Thank you, Robert.
What did I miss? Your reveal already happened?
It has. I'll just do this first, just to get rid of everything here. Yes, you missed it, Robert, right at the start. I'm going to be a Airbus A320 Captain for EasyJet. No, I'm joking. I was trolling at the start with that. I'm going to be instructing initially back as a TRI at my operator from next month, so I'm going back into the simulator, and eventually a TRE. I went for an interview for TRE, and I've been offered a position, so eventually an examiner, what we call it, a TRE, type rating examiner. So yeah, very, very excited. Thank you, Brendan. That one I've learnt. Removing or the chocks removes all the ground equipment at once, so I can see that's going on, which is great. Listen, we've got it on tape. Brilliant. There's a pushback tool in the MCDU. There is, but it's a bit funky in the PMDG, isn't it? I'm not so sure, but it's a remote stand here anyway. I've parked on this very stand in the past. Why direct instead of Upper November 733, said Cloud Aviation. Yeah, so I think I was putting it in as the flight plan showed, but where was it here? So I got here Upper November 733 Centre. Now when I put Upper November 733 in again after Centre, it wouldn't accept it. So why? It should, in my opinion, say Canton, Upper November 733, Charlie Juliet November instead of Centre. So I don't know why it's included the waypoint there with SimBrief, so I've never seen that before. Anyway, so you, from a full-time real-life pilot, you'll be working 2/3 of the time in the simulators, about 3/4 of the time in the simulator, Martin Keel. 3 blocks in the sim, and 1 week flying. So yes, my total hours over a period of time will go lower than the average pilot, but when I was an SFI, I did it for 2 years. I'm only going to do it for a year. And the reason I did it for a second year is I absolutely loved it. I really enjoyed instructing. The sort of, what you hear me whilst I'm streaming is the same sort of attitude I take whilst instructing, or whilst I was instructing as an SFI, and I really enjoyed it. And yeah, I've had some really nice positive feedback from some of the senior examiners and instructors who I know quite well. And you said to me, "Oh, yeah, why don't you do TRE? You know, you enjoyed your time in the sim, you did a good job." And the more time I spent, because I do enjoy the flying. After this summer's been one of the most busiest summers I've had on the line, and it has been quite sort of, flying quite intense as well. We have a great roster, which sort of ensures that we have sufficient time off between duties. But I'm very fortunate to be on the left-hand seat of a commercial airliner. But at the time of my career now, I sort of like. The sim is going to bring back my love for flying again, I think. I do still love it, but I'm sort of, after 5 days on the trot of long duties, I'm sort of glad to see the back of a 737. I think going back in the sim, it'll make me, I'll be looking forward to going flying again on the line as well. So, and I realise all of you here, most of you here in chat, I'm very lucky to be able to say that, but I'm very passionate. As Aaron is just saying there, it's clear you're passionate about teaching. Look at what you've been going here on YouTube. Fantastic, years. Congratulations getting it. So thank you. Yeah, that's essentially it. I'm going to enjoy going into sim instructing, and I'm going to enjoy my flying again as well. So that's it there. Excellent. So right, we best go here. We've been chatting away for so long. I'll just brief the taxi and the SID here. So here we are. We're on a remote stand in Alicante. Yeah, look at this weird routing. We're going north and then left turn. The direct routing was sort of a little shorter, but I thought, well, we'll just follow the sim brief routing here today. So we're on stand 12 here in Alicante. This is just a freeware airport, which provides the correct stand guidance over the default airport. Taxi straight out left on Bravo gate, and then taxiing all the way out. We'll take Alpha 4 departure, runway 10. The SID's a cat on 4 Alpha, so it's runway heading 10.7 DME off Alpha Lima Tango. It's a right turn, max 230 knots back over the airport, or the Alpha Lima Tango VOR, and then we go outbound 324 to Vilna, Nargo, and then cat on. So you can see here, Alpha Lima Tango, it says 11 miles there, that's fine. Max 230 knots, Vilna. Alicante Vilna, sorry, 110 above, and then cat on we've got a 100 to 230 as well. So it's all coded correctly and backed up with raw data, 13.8 tuned, we've got 324 there on the SID. There we are, so it's all set up, ready to go, and 6,000 feet is the SID stop altitude. I might just hand fly the departure. What we'll do, we'll level off at the stop altitude too, just see how the PMDG aircraft's handling, and go from there. Philippa says, do TREs also do line training too, or just do simulator training? They do line training as well. So prior to me doing the TRE course, I've got to do the TRI renewal course and an AOC assessment of competence, because I do have a TRI on my license, but obviously it's expired, so it needs to be renewed. I'll then do the line training course at a few months down the line, and then the TRE course as well. Paul, long-term member, thank you.
Many congratulations on the new job, Captain.
Thank you.
I can't get here as much as I would like, but love every bit of content.
Thank you.
Hope the house move goes smoothly.
Cheers, Paul. Paul has been a member of this channel for as long as the channel's been going. So how old's the channel now? 5-6 years. So thank you very much for being with me for that entire time. Off and on as a member as well. And thank you very much for your generous donation there for the £10. I hope it goes smoothly too. Removals booked. Everything's ready to go. I already have internet set up in the new house. The builder's been quite kind in letting me get that all set up, so a smooth transition for the channel as well. But after today, there won't be anything until I move to the new house, so at least a week, guys, week and a half, and then we'll be back there. Excellent. So Mika says, I've just got here, what's the channel update? I have a new job. Joe, my partner's about to go now to see her mum. See you later. She's got all shy. Yes, will Jack get a promotion in the new house? He will do. He'll be, well, he is chief pilot. He doesn't need any promotion as well. I think it's because Spain doesn't have maybe the free route airspace. Maybe I don't think there's any routes that sort of go this way to Lisbon. Anyway, right, let's get the engine started. I'll just again double check to make sure there's no ATC for this sector. There isn't. So we'll take the packs off. Anti-collision light is on. Verify the parking brake is set. I'll just make sure the flight directors are on. I forgot to do that. And the transponder will move to out off. Of course, there's no interactive checklist here, so I'll just presume everything's done correctly. Let's now start engine number 2. Oh! People are saying what the wrong routing in here. Whilst I'm starting the engines. Oh, lovely. Thank you. That's better. I was just testing you. 25%. I have N1 and oil pressure as well. Master caution. Right, what's that? Master caution air conditioning. Zone temp. Ah, well, what is going on? Oh, what is going on here? Well, what we'll do, there's a checklist for this. Zone temp, the trim air modulating valve is closed, or we've had a failure of a temperature controller, so I'll try trip reset in a bit. I wonder if that's anything to do with the temperatures being so low. I've never seen that in the real aircraft. The PMDG has a habit of doing weird and wonderful random failures. You could have the AP running with these on full cold for as long as you like. You often don't get zone temps. How are we testing as well? Real tearing, brilliant. Now starting engine number 2 is stable. Let's start engine number 1. Let's see if I can reset this here. Did we pass? You passed. All have type ratings now. N2. Yeah, the PMDG, they have like the overwing exit bug as well, when you sometimes add thrust. All pressure N1. Right, let's try the trip reset. There we go. So trip reset button. If you have a bleed trip off, a pack trip off, or a zone temp, you can, as directed by the checklist, push the trip reset button. And if a temperature or overpressure situation has, well, the temperature's decreased, it's fine. So bleed temperature, pack temperature or pressure. Zone temp is a trim air modulating valve or a failure of the temperature controller. Try pushing that, and that usually fixes it. PMDG said the next update will have the EFB in September. Ooh, very good. It's only been, what, 17 years? Right, starter canal monitoring engine number 1. 2. The EGTs are very hot here, but they are decreasing. 6.3, and engine number 1 and 2 stable. To be fair, the EGTs do spike up a little higher when it's above 30 degrees. Right, so let's do the before taxi flow. Generators on, APUs off, start switches continuous. Another zone temp. What is it doing? Just to keep resetting it. Packs auto. Isolation valve auto. AP bleed is off and set. Flaps to 5. Perfect. Hello everyone. I'm sporting beige shorts. There you go. There's a little knee reveal for you. And a sort of I've gone for blue, a bluey green t-shirt there. Let's go for the flight controls. Forward. Back, left, right, and left and right. All good here. Recall, blank the lower DU, and then we'd read the before taxi checklist, which we'll imagine is complete. And we have no. Oh, we have Alicante 80s. Let me just see if we actually have any ATC here. That scope. Oh, do we have Alicante? Has just an ATIS. Okay, but there's no ATC here. Well, we'll imagine we've got the weather ready. Watch is on the wrong wrist. Are you left-handed? I am a lefty. Yes, I am a left-handed. Well, I'm a little ambidextrous, but I'm predominantly left-handed. But my watch has always been on my right wrist. Well, noted there. So let's now request taxi on Unicom. Oh no, one will advise on Unicom that we are taxiing. There we are, that is now active. Right, frequency, we'll just turn up the traffic as well. Alicante traffic, Alpaca, 24 Alpha Bravo, taxi, high point 10 for departure to the east. Right. Parking brake release lights are on. Let's check. Oh, right then, let's check this spool up time then. So. It's better, but not. No, yeah, right. Is it better? I'm telling you, I've definitely got the right version, 100%. So usually, when we start taxiing, we do the config check. Let me just. Well, they've certainly not fixed the taxiing issue. Oh, right. When are they going to fix this? Right. So usually, when we do the config check, when we start taxiing, this is what happens. Right. Ignore the thrust here. Ignore the thrust here. But well, no, you'll need your cam on here. What we do, we go config. And then move it back here, and it would have moved 2% N1. So just show you again, we call config because we always do the config check to make sure the aircraft's correctly configured. I'll let that go back to 20%. Oh, thank you guys. Yeah, Barcelona control. So we usually go config, then back down to about 35%. But and at that top point, it will have gone up 2-3% maybe max. It's going up here 40-50%. So I can't really notice an improvement. Yeah, right. Let me contact Barcelona control then. 13235. Thanks, guys. God, he's covering a big area, isn't he? Oh, I better stop because there's a car right in front of me. Oh, my radio tuning panel's having a bit of a moment. There we are. Barcelona, Buenos Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo, currently in Alicante, taxiing to runway 10 for the Caton 4 Alpha. If you're priming ATC, request clearance. I hope.
Alta Sierra, Monte Go 1 to 2 see you. Aviation, thank you, bye-bye.
Are you sure he's providing
Runway 10
ATC?
Golf uniform, may we descend according to the procedure?
For sure, once you are clear for the approach, descend this via procedure.
That's copy, sorry, overlinks 10 Golf.
Approach to 1142, wind 110
very
degrees,
busy.
06 knots, runway 06, clear to land.
06, well, it was Barcelona, isn't it? Barcelona is about an hour's flight time away. Barcelona, we Buenos Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo. Are you providing ATC for Alicante?
For sure, I provide ITC in Alicante.
Gracias. Request clearance to Lisboa, please.
Packet 24 Alpha Bravo, I don't have your flight plan so far. Could you please check that for me?
Okay. Let me check my flight plan. I've had this before in real life, not. So file flight plan. Right, that's filed.
173 Barcelona Control. Hello,
Does it expire
you
over a certain
by a
time?
Cat 4 Alpha departure out of runway 10.
Oh.
Initial climb altitude 6,000 feet. Squawk 6257.
Clear to Lisboa, runway 10, cat on 4 Alpha, 6,000 feet, squawk 6257, Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo.
Packet 2 Alpha Bravo negative, that was for runway 173.
TRE, they said.
We're clear to Lisbon with a kettle for Alpha
I'll reconnect. Oh, wait here. I'm waiting for the chest banter. I think I just heard Jal. I mean, what?
Cedars 9, overlinks 10 Golf uniform.
Alpine 57 Quebec Charlie, requesting descent.
Alpine 57 Quebec Charlie, descent flight level 150.
I'm not looking at any of this.
Descent level 150, Alpine 57 Quebec Charlie.
Condor 11 Charlie, do you mind space? Unicorn 122 Small 8, see you.
So can I taxi? Lauren, thanks for 15 months. Look, boss, I got my Alpaca Captain Stripes. Thank you very much, Lauren, for spending over a year as a member. Really appreciate that. So when does that raise and back pay kick in? Brilliant. Thank you very much, Lauren. Not for a while, but thank you very much for your generosity as a member.
Runway 173, taxi holding point, runway 10.
Daniel, if you can't join Discord even though a channel member, give it some time. It refreshes every hour or so. Go to Google, type in YouTube, Discord, synchronization, follow the steps there. Thanks, Tom, I've seen it. So, I filed the flight plan. I've definitely filed it, as I always have done. And Barcelona Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo. Can you see the flight plan?
Alpaca 2 Alpha Bravo negative. Out of Alicante, you have the flight plan of runway 173.
Okay, I'll try again. Thank you. Okay, that's really weird. I'm doing the flight plan as usual. Every time I press file flight plan, it's saying flight plan filed. Enjoy your flight. I'm going to have to do it using the. I've never had this before ever in the years I've been streaming here. And I always use SimBrief. Yeah, let me just check the call sign. Yes, the call sign is wrong. Yeah, yeah, my bad. There we go. I had the wrong call sign. I had Bravo Alpha instead of Alpha Bravo. So, my bad. And I'll just see how I'm connected as. Nine out of 10, it's the wrong call sign. Well, there we go. Dispatcher's fault. We're just burning fuel here.
Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo, ready to copy?
Yeah, ready to copy. I'd filed the wrong call sign. Thank you.
Perfect. Alpaca 24
Not
Alpha Bravo,
perfect.
you are cleared to Lisbon by Captain 4 Alpha departure out of runway 10. Initial climb altitude 6,000 feet, squawk 6260.
Cleared to Lisboa, cat on 4 Alpha, runway 10, climb 6,000 feet, squawk 6260, Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo.
Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo, read that correct?
Thank you, and request taxi please, Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo.
Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo, taxi, holding point runway 10, via Bravo on Alpha, if with the traffic, run a call, it's going to pass you left to right on Bravo.
just accidentally retracted the flaps. Taxi 10 via Bravo and Alpha, giving way to the Ryanair 737 Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo. What's happened to the flaps?
Wings 10 Golf uniform, wind 30.
I'm a bit out of practice for streaming, guys, okay? That's what's going on.
Runway 10 clear to land.
Right.
Land runway 10, links 10.
There's a louder. That'll be the Ryanair subsidiaries.
1014.
Parking brake released again. Config, we've done enough config checks. Right, we're only 52 minutes into the stream. Even the operations crew are a bit curious as to why we're sort of stood here not doing anything. Spurious Podge, is there a pattern to squawk code allocation? Not that I know of or am aware of, because I'm not a controller. Oh, guys, yeah, I have a habit of just ignoring ground vehicles on Microsoft Flight Simulator. That's why I've just ploughed straight through them. There's Bravo Gate.
Victor Charlie 5 Charlie, continue descent to flight level 070.
Oh, that's a little awkwardly placed, that sign. They look gigantic as well. Yeah, just the taxiing look, it's like...
Was that for Alpaca 5 Charlie?
Alpaca 5 Charlie, ready, sorry, descent flight level 70.
Clear left.
Alpaca 5 Charlie down to flight level 70.
So that's turning quite nicely at 10 knots. Before, it wasn't turning very well
40,
at all.
30, 20, 10.
Thank you. Unbelievable, I've got no words.
Congratulations on your new job as a 760-70
Awful.
By the way, that VR speed looks a bit high. 417 knots?
I've got no words. Whoever you are, unbelievable trolling. Thank you for your donation. Yes, I've got my Alpha and Bravo and Alpha model up there. Why I did that, I have no idea. But yes, on my flight plan, it was Bravo Alpha. Maybe I was thinking British Airways there. Thank you very much for your donation, whoever you are. Thanks for subscribing as well, Christoph Zlosnik. I hope you're doing well. I think I've just butchered your name.
Europa 10 Whiskey November, Barcelona, hello, squawk 5501. 5501 in the box, Europa 10 Whiskey November.
Perfect. Right, let's do the before takeoff checklist. So config we definitely checked. Flaps we have 5 green lights. Stab trim is 6.3 units. Set. Takeoff briefing. Pax auto bleeds on. V speed set for departure. 40, 40, 46 on the MCP. It's a Caton 4 Alpha. Straight ahead runway heading. Until we get to 10.7 off Alpha Lima Tango. Right turn back to Alpha Lima Tango. Stop 6,000 feet. NADP 2 and engine out signal climb runway heading 4,000 feet. So imagine that's reviewed. And we'll imagine the cabin's secure as well. Checks complete.
Portugal 114 runway vacated.
Portugal 1140, welcome
Yeah, the taxiing just a bit. Still a bit.
Stand 3-1.
It is what it is.
Stand 2, yeah, 3-1, sorry. Golf 2.
Taxi 231, Portugal 114.
Nice flare. Oh, he's flared a tiny bit high. Oh, he's still... Alright, floaty! There we go, he's down. VV, Alicante, nice, I have the charts pack for my ATPL packages, can follow along, brilliant. Well, we just passed... what's the intersection there, I always forget. After Alpha 1. It is Alpha 2, as usual, vacating point for runway 28.
Wings 10 Golf uniform Charlie 4 vacated.
Wings 10 Golf uniform, welcome, Texas.
We are cleared to...
by Delta.
Well, I didn't actually specify which hold point, but we use the second one so we can go next to a louder. Go to Alpha 5. How's the taxi feel now? The same. I am guilty of not setting up everything properly. I've sort of plug and played with the peripherals, but it doesn't turn sharply enough still. But During the turn, it's sort of
And
it's a little better, but
173 behind landing traffic type 173 700 line up and wait runway 10 behind.
Line up and wait behind landing traffic, runway 10 for Vienna 123.
yeah, if you select the
Hello 192, hello board.
little VFR map here, don't you get the view of the traffic on vACC? There we are. Someone on final apparently, but I can't see them.
Iberia 08 kilo, desciendo a nivel de vuelo 150, está autorizado llegada Astro 4
good.
Charlie, espera y el Zulu de la 12.
VV, cat on for Alpha. Articulate doubt at all.
User 192 control.
Usted 192, Lauren, standby, Iberia 08 kilo, disculpe, llegada Astro
there
4
is.
Juliet para el Zulu de la 12.
It's gone busy all of a sudden. So yes, I know we've done Alicante before, we've done Lisbon. I haven't been to Lisbon actually at Microsoft Flight Simulator or Alicante.
Alpaca 5
but,
Charlie,
nice to-
after Vilna, clear
nice
for
to,
ILS to approach runway 10, QNH
to
1014.
revisit in the sim. Oh, Resix, what was the landing gear situation? Yes, we'll talk about that en route. It was an interesting day out at work. Don't worry, I've not only done any gear up landings or anything. I think you might learn about that. Job up them. I wonder if flight has ever been recognised the outside world. Yeah, I have. I've had occasional passenger sort of say hello, watch the videos, but I keep it very low key. You know, I don't even say it to my colleagues, but most of my colleagues sort of heard about it and stuff. Who is that that's landing anyway?
November 71 Bravo Tango, colación correcta, break, Ryanair 78 India, está autorizada la llegada Bravo Golf Romeo 4 Foxtrot, puede esperar el ILS Zulu de la 19, cuando listo,
So another
de
Airbus.
vuelo 200.
It's a good job I didn't become an Airbus pilot because there'd be no Boeing pilot streamers left. Am I the only one? Oh, on YouTube maybe, I think. I know there's a lot more on Twitch now. Oh no, that is a 73, my apologies. It is. Oh, Air Europa.
Alpine 75 Quebec Charlie, continue descent flight level 100.
Continue descent level 10.
Nice. Brilliant landing. Brilliant landing. Right on the aiming point, I think, as well. Needs me to climb up and clear to line up and wait. European separation standards, plenty of time for a departure ahead. Yeah, you should try and control in Heathrow or Stansted or something like that.
November 71 Bravo Tango, puesta en marcha aprobada, alguna
I've been streaming for an hour, look, we haven't even taken off. It's chit chat. There's the louder Ryanair.
173, wind 100 degrees, 07 knots, runway 10, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 10, Vienna 123.
Packet D4 Alpha Bravo, expect 4 minutes delay. We have a minimum departure interval 4 minutes for traffic from Alicante to Lisboa. Sorry for that.
That's copied down back at 2 for Bravo. That's very common actually. Departure interval delays we often get from for first wave departures out of UK airports. Sort of London slows down departures sort of every 3 or 4 minutes. It's not a slot, but just to ensure there's sufficient capacity. Actually, let's have a look at the VACC event, see how much traffic's going inbound to Lisboa, where the event's just started. 41 arrivals, wow, so it is quite busy. We've taken an extra 25 minutes fuel. See what happens.
Just to confirm we're clear for the ILS runway 10.
Aviva, are you
for
joining
sure.
Wizz Air, going to the dark
After
side?
you were clear for the
No,
ILS
I don't want to go to the
runway
Airbus.
10.
The Lone Ranger among streamers.
Thank you for confirming. Cheers. Alpha 5 Charlie.
Oh, Matthew Presley, bit of a dig there. Wow, I really enjoyed my crew meals on the tray table this week. There's nothing wrong with the tech log.
Packet D4 Alpha Bravo. Our controller just told me that there's no need for the MD because we are only 2 guys. So wind is for the moment line up and wait, runway 10, and I'll call you.
Runway 10, line up and wait, Alpaca 2 for Alpha Bravo. Perfect. throttle, L nav. Yeah, they are spawning up slower, but it's sort of than it did before, for sure. But it's still too fast. You sort of hear them taking a long time to spawn up from sort of 20 to... See, that's slow. There's a bit of a delay there. But I understand it's a sort of a linear line for the thrust curves. It's quite hard to sort of customise it, but otherwise turning tightly is very difficult. So yeah, this is a lovely little plug-in for Alicante, one of the best free airports there. You just need to download the free Iberian World Update.
Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo, wind 100 degrees 07 knot, runway 10 clear for takeoff.
10 clear takeoff, Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo. Clear for takeoff, lights can come on, let's have a look at that spool, what time? See, now it's going slower.
Then 713 Barcelona, hello,
it's a bit better, it's better than it was. Right, timing before you guys start shouting at me.
192, hello sir, sorry for the wait, identified clear corda.
Now that spool up time is very good. That's better than the mod. From 40% to takeoff thrust is perfect. Checked, release forward pressure.
Alpine 75, Quebec Charlie, descent level 70.
Should say heading cell on the FMA though, not blank.
D-line 388, contact Madrid control frequency 132.975.
Ooh, it's out of trim.
132.975, have a great day.
Bit of a dead band. Yeah, it was okay, the rotation's fine, a bit Microsoft Flight Simulator, stupid gears coming up. But it's still commanding this, look, this, yeah, I mean, I went full 22k, but it's still commands a very high altitude. LNAV. Back up. Speed trim systems activating. That sort of encourages the plane to go back into the sort of into a trim speed condition, or back to the speed at which it's trimmed at. VT plus 15, flap 1.
Alpaca 424 Alpha Bravo, identify passing 2,200 feet, climb to level 240.
Climb level 240, Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo. And flaps up. Yeah, it's good. Right, 240. Set. Do we have a set restriction there? Oops, what's that little white dot there? So flaps up, no lights. VNAV. Set standard. Passing 3-3 for flight level 240, 230 knots until we get out to 10.7 miles from Alpha Lima Tango. And then we'll do the right turn, and then we'll do the after takeoff checklist shortly. So, get it in trim now. So the flight directors are responding quite nicely actually. We've got a little bit fast there, so what the flight director will do will pitch up a little more to get back to 230 knots with a fixed climb speed. The flight director roll bar is very sensitive though. Yeah, something's happened here. So the flight director, just to show you here, look, if I turn, look how the flight director bar is moving quickly like that. It does not move like that at all. They've done something here and it's made that worse. What is wrong with the flight director bar? That's a shame. Yeah, flight director bar's all over the place to my inputs. It's very sensitive. Look how twitchy the flight director bar is. Look, as soon as I turn left or right to go back onto the flight director, it switches to the opposite direction. It's a lot smoother than that.
75 Quebec Charlie, continue descent altitude 4,000 feet.
It's in trim now, flying nicely. I can't do a flyby. Is it just me and the engine's quiet? I think the sound, the volume of the engine's pretty good. Unless I've got the Microsoft Flight Simulator turned down pretty low. Just turn the sim up slightly.
Okay, Unicom 1. Sorry, okay, Unicom, thank you so much.
November 71 Bravo Tango, detrás del tránsito en llegada tipo
A319, turn at 10.7, it's a bit late turning there. So again, 230 knots for this turn. trim. Random failures on no, not for today.
90 Sierra, hello, radar contact, continue climb, flight level 370.
I better do the after takeoff checklist actually. Should blast past 10,000 feet.
Europa 1 Barcelona.
Trying to hand fly, air conditioning and pressurization. Oof, look at that sun. 4.0. I'll leave the temperatures where they are.
Tiene visa para
And
activar
set.
plan de vuelo hacia Bilbao con información brava a bordo. Estamos en copia.
Release the crew. We'll do the passengers shortly. Down there is the island of Tabarca, I think it's called. I went there when I lived in Alicante a few times on a little boat. Beautiful little island. Some nice restaurants with fresh fish served.
Continue 3,000 feet, Alpine 57, Quebec charging.
With the 1 and 2 for sure, you are clear for the Corda 3 Victor arrival. Expect ILS to approach runway 06.
Looks great.
And fly direct to TOT, Tango, Uniform Tango, Oscar Tango.
So once this turns complete, we'll engage the autopilot, and we can then accelerate. It's just 230 knots for that. Beautiful day to go flying. Look at that.
For sure, direct to TOT, Tango, Uniform Tango, Oscar Tango.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's handling like it's always done. The flight director bar, though, has become a little sensitive. Certainly when we were that initial climb out, but now it looks seems to have calmed down a little bit now. Right, it's all in quite trim.
Run 173, continue climb to flight level, let me check.
There we are. Command A, always verify the FMAs before confirming the mode's actually active. So we did the after takeoff check. We now do the pre-cruise check. Look at that, no wind at all. Fuel for pops.
143,
We got sufficient
highway,
fuel
half
now.
Golf 30, maximum flight level
Lights, logo.
140.
Apron's off, pressurization 5.0 set. We can release the passengers. Recall checks complete.
130, right, I'll change it from here.
Right overhead Alicante again, there we are. Are there any mods for custom views? I don't know the busy game, I've assigned these myself. I'll show you where I lived. I lived when I first moved to Alicante here. Grand Alicante. Used to come up this road. There's the roundabout. And up there. That's where I lived, in this little area here. That's so funny. That's where I lived. And then moved into a villa with a few FOs. We had a villa about here in El Altet. Very good. Seems a very inefficient SID, yes, unfortunately, because of the airspace around. The only way to sort of go northwest is on this departure. Look at this, it's just like Spain has been the last few days. Very clear, very hot, very calm. There's the city.
For sure, no problem, continue flight.
Does look great, this sim.
Charlie, welcome taxi to stand 41 by Delta.
Beautiful.
Estamos en esa copia. Europa 1-2 Barcelona.
Mercedes 1 Bravo Tango, viento 100 grados, 07 nudos, pistas 10 autorizado a despegar.
Pista 10 autorizado a despegar, Mercedes 1 Bravo Tango.
Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo, continue climb to flight level 350.
Climb flight level 350, Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo. So, 350 is set. Unable to 80 knots at Ixona. Look there. Okay, what we'll do. It's probably because we're planning a slower speed, but I'll delete that. 230 below. Yes, because we're planning 273, that's fine.
6.000 pies y reponemos en 6267 para el 1.
ETA is 32, 18:32, so an hour and 20 minutes.
Whiskey November, contact by Bridge Control, frequency 132.
Dawido, hello, can you help me because in my sim I have missing jetways, can you give me any tips? I'm the wrong person to ask. I think depends on your settings, isn't it, in your graphics, for if you have jetways appear by default or not. But always check to see if there's any improvements for default airports. Most cases there are. Perfect. I can't believe I got all of you trolling at the start there. GSX has all jetways and logos to the airlines, that's pretty cool. I think I really need to invest in that then. Hello John Popham, how do you place a custom waypoint in the FMC to extend the runway so that you put LNAV to give you a longer approach on the final approach course? So, you want to go to a waypoint on the extended center line, so like PESX, you then bring it to the page 1, to the top one left, and then you see this button, intercept course, type in the final approach track there, and then execute, and that will draw a indefinite magenta line representing the extended center line. We generally don't do this unless we're being vectored for a non-precision approach. Otherwise, you want to leave it routing direct to the active waypoint for VNAV to give you more accurate data, but you only extend it when you're sort of on the 90 degree or the intercept for the final approach. You put an altitude restriction in instead of a speed restriction. Yes, Matt, I meant to do that, Matt Conroy. So the previous restriction was 230 below and 280 knots, so I'm pretty confident it is a 280 knots or below restriction, or should be. So I wanted to get rid of that restriction, so it would say enable the speed, and then reinsert 230 knots or below, or flight level 230 below. I've flown this into Exoda before, and it is 230 below at that arrival point. In fact, we can have a look there, just to show you. Look, there you go, max 280, 230 below that. So I deleted it because I think this is a PMDG ism. It puts a fixed speed instead of 280B. Still got the little trend vector wiggle on the ND. That's something you don't see. It's like Jack's tail when I tell him to go for wiggo walkies. Avionics Master 738, for what airline do you fly for? That's a very commonly asked question, one I don't wish to sort of disclose. Oh, hold on, I've levelled off here, look. And that's just a personal choice. My operator, I'm sure wouldn't mind if I said, but it's easier not to say. Well, you guys in chat, don't see I've not levelled off. Not very good at active monitoring on my behalf. Sam is dead in Explain 12. All the default airports have moving jetways, pretty accurate. Yeah, the default airports in Explain 12 are very good. Set a sensible range. Oh, look at this. I want a sort of massive direct. Would be great to go over that way. Yeah, that looks just like Spain. Martin says, you know your operator will at some point rebrand itself as alpaca for marketing reasons. Brilliant. Maybe they'll put an alpaca on a tail. Cheers, Pablos. No, it's a little bit more involved than that. So I don't have my legs crossed with my legs crossed with a clipboard and the glasses on the end of my nose. It's sort of, well, when I say get involved, obviously during a check, you can't get involved. You just have to act as examiner and ATC and cabin crew as required. But I obviously have to do the course to become a TRE, and a lot to learn as well.
We are expecting 25 Netflix.
Not an A320 type rating.
Mercedes 1 Bravo Tango, autorizado llegada a Ruchet 3 Victor, espere
Brilliant job.
Zulu de la 06 en Ibiza. Puede volar directo de MEP.
Hi Taylor, as well. You said on short legs, how is cruise altitude calculated? It's we're very fortunate that Lido, the flight plan used at my operator, will generate ATCS base permitting the most efficient altitude to fly at, and on short sectors it's usually sort of up to a cruise level of whatever sort of allows for a cruise segment of about 50-60 miles. Sometimes it's less than that. I've done flights less than 45 minutes. We go up to sort of 24,000 feet. You level off, top and sense 20 miles away. Again, this is all calculated from Lido. Why is the plane shadow flickering when seen on the right wing? I think that's just Microsoft Flight Simulator. Yeah, it's sort of that flickering you're seeing here. It's just the shadows. Chantal says, what would you do if they put a small alpaca logo on their plane? It's brilliant. I don't think they would, but I'd be like, wow, that's pretty cool.
Estamos en saludar, Europa unos...
Europa 1-2, rueda de punto de espera, pista 06.
Yeah, Spurious, there's another reason I didn't use X-Plane 12 the mod today. Cloud is still balked at X-Plane 12, like something out of Minecraft Square Edges. So yeah, if you look at my last stream, which was a members-only stream in X-Plane 12, I was having all sorts of issues with... Well, the clouds were better, but they were still a bit weird-looking. But the main issue I had with the beta was taxiing and the runway. There was some sort of... I felt like I was riding on the brakes. It just wanted to slow down on its own. Idle thrust, it would just come to a stop very quickly. But the performance looks really good here. You've got climb thrust, 99.7% N1, about 1,000 feet per minute this height, pretty spot on.
Anyway, if you want, the pushback is approved and startup as well. If you want to do the pushback facing west, please.
Ethan's Aviation, yes, I'm still flying the 737. You're the last 737 pilot doing flight sim, I think. I like flying the Dinosaur. It's a good plane. The NG is incredibly reliable, as is the Max. I've only had very, very few issues.
50, 40, 30,
thank you,
20,
Marcus
10.
Meisterhofer. Thank you for the €10, buddy. Danke.
Congrats to the new position. Always enjoying your streams.
Thank you.
Just a matter of time until you pass on your knowledge to future pilots.
Oh, well, thank you very much. That's very, very kind of you, Marcus. Really appreciate your generosity there. Thank you for the €10. Yeah, looking forward to getting back in the simulator. I was an SFI when I started the channel instructing type ratings and things like that, but now to sort of return to the same role now as a TRI and then eventually an LTC and a TRE, which was the I went for, was it's very exciting, and I'm looking forward to sort of sharing that passion knowledge I have with the guys for real on the real type ratings as I do with you guys. So thank you very much for your generosity. Thank you.
1 Kilo November Barcelona, hello. Radar contact,
Fastback is a 777. No, I'd love to obviously tick the box of flying a wide body jet, but you know, happy when you're home, and my operator gives me the opportunity to be home. And yeah, not for me. I have friends who've gone and done long haul, and they've just not enjoyed it at all, and they've come back to my operator.
With 192, descent level 150.
James Reed, 720 type rating, yes. Or maybe a Boom. What's that Boom Sonic jet? That's what I'll fly.
Corda 1 Sierra, confirm.
Ali MSH, what advice could you give to someone who finds it difficult to follow ATC instructions? They give you a lot of information sometimes that I can't follow. Excellent question. Here's my top tip for you. Get yourself a piece of paper. So here we go. Here's my clearance from earlier. I don't think it's coming in clearly, but you can see them. I already knew it was a cat on departure, so I just put 4 Alpha. 6,000, what else to put? Runway 10, 6,000 feet. And squawk 6260, get a piece of paper. taxi instructions were here, runway 10, Bravo and Alpha. And obviously in real life we put that in a scratch pad, or
That's correct.
when I was an FO, certain FOs I still fly with. Obviously we're taxiing at my operator, because the FO doesn't have a tiller, but they often have a pen and paper, and that's the best way of doing it. Now obviously during dynamic phases, when you're hand flying, you can't do that, but it's important to know when you request something, sort of expect what to hear without you getting confirmation bias, so sort of anticipate what you're going to hear, what you're going to say will help. This is the 700, no it's the 800. B2 bomber type rating. Diversion story, I will, Brendan, I will. We get to top of climb.
Barcelona, buenas tardes, Vueli 497 Golf.
Vueling 497 Golf, Barcelona, buenas tardes, adelante.
You're welcome, Ali. Thanks for the advice. Good luck, and yeah, check out those vACC First Wings events where they'll be very patient for you to on the radio as well.
Disculpe, Vueling 497 Golf, pues nada, está autorizado a Madrid. Salida Senia 5 Quebec, pista en uso 24 izquierda, inicial de 6.000 pies. Responda.
Well, I've already set 10 degrees. It's good. Captain has a tiller and FO has to do with just pen and paper. Yes, it steers it with the pen and paper. Brilliant. That's true. Alex Memes Dumps made a good point there, and that's what I was trying to allude to. They usually give you the information in the same order every time. Yeah, pen and paper. That's the key. They are good. I like how they got a little bit of wear and tear on. They're good little, modern sun visors here.
Barcelona 1013.
Very annoying though if the sun was there.
Iberia 1 November,
It's
continue
cool.
descent altitude 3,000 feet. That's correct.
Tanisha, namaste. Hello.
Daniel 78 India, cambio de frecuencia aprobado, que tenga buen día.
Dream Vega, is it common to isolate a pack during engine start to get air flowing into the cabin sooner during hot days? Yes, very common. Isolated pack operational start. So you have to start number 2 engine first, close the isolation valve and put the right... At 122.8, Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo, bye.
24 Alpha Bravo Negative, Madrid control on 132.975.
132.975, Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo, bye. I swear he said you to come on my call sign.
On the 1 Hotel Alpha, hello, radar contact, continue climb, follow.
Oh, Madrid's online. There we are. So VNAV out. Yes, we want to go to 37, don't we? Reset MCP altitude. I think this is, we don't have VNAV out at my operator, so the logic's a bit different. I think what we'll do, I think I might have accidentally filed for 3.5 anyway, so I will update that to 3.5. VNAV path, good. So 350 set on the overhead panel, MCP and FMC.
Europa 10 Whiskey November, descend altitude 8,000 feet.
Yes, I'm coming to my story, don't worry. Landing gear story, landing gear story. Who would like a flight deck to sim story time? The members have already heard it. And Madrid, muy buenas, Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo, maintaining flight level 350, approaching centre.
Minimums.
Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo,
Approaching minimums.
Perfect, so checked in. Let's do a little fuel check at centre. Greg Scott as well, thank you for the 45 months, evening captain. Congratulations on all the changes that have happened. Thank you very much, Greg, for your support as a member for such a considerable amount of time as well. Thank you indeed, and I hope you're doing very, very well. Right, centre, 21 minutes airborne, 22 minutes, that's fine. Should have 5 tons on board. We have what's that, 5.6, so we burn a little bit extra, but remember we were waiting around on the taxiway for a while, full SID flown, so we should have burned 1.8 tons. We've actually burnt 2.2, so we burned an extra 400 kilos, but that all makes sense. Remember, we're on the ground for ages waiting for taxi clearance, SID clearance as well, and the full SID 2, and levelling off for a short while at 230. Excellent. Yeah, so a little story time. Now, I will desensitise this as well, because I'm not going to say exactly what airport I flew from and where I was going, but it happened quite a while back now. Thankfully, it was well, you know, what I would say it was suggestion's definitely the wrong word actually. We took off, and this is real life, by the way. This is real life, and it was the most first ever time I've had to do a turn back as well. Yeah, the gear wouldn't retract. Put the gear up, nothing happened. So the lever physically moved up. We carried on the departure, and on the SID. Then initially we just, you know, key figures always fly the aeroplane, and then we left the gear in the up position. Don't touch any flaps or gear levers until instructed by the QRH, and then we bugged up, retracted the flaps, and then we requested to stop at the SID stop altitude, and then maintain heading, because the heading was going to take us from the airport. So we have two checklists for gear issues in the 737 when they can't be retracted. You have the landing gear lever will not move up after takeoff, so that's where the lever physically cannot be moved up, and that's usually the sign of a failure of the air-ground logic system, or there's a landing gear lever lock solenoid in here which physically stops the moving if that's failed, or there's a gear disagree checklist. So you've moved the lever, and what happened was we put the gear up, and we had 3 green lights and 3 red lights, so the gear was still down and locked. So for this situation, because the gear lever was in the up position, it's not landing gear lever, it will not move up after takeoff, it's the gear disagree checklist. So we did the gear disagree checklist, requested delayed vectors. They actually stuck us in a hold initially. The weather was perfect, we had standard fuel. So we get a vector towards the hold, we start doing the gear disagree non-normal checklist. This directs you, based on what the position of the lever is, what to do. So the lever was up, so it says, okay, if the lever is up, check the manual gear extension door. The manual gear extension door is down here. Now if that is open, this prevents retraction of the landing gear. So we checked, but it was closed. This was the second sector of the day. Gear retracted on the first sector, fine. So the QRH instructs you to open and close it, so we did that. We opened it and closed it. It was verify fully closed, it was. It then instructs you to verify your speed below 235 knots, which it was. We were doing about 205 knots, the up speed's not 210, just above it. Put the gear lever down and then up again. So we put the gear lever down and up again. It was exactly the same. 3 green lights, 3 red lights. So the QRH simply stipulates, says, you know, if it's gone up, continue normal operation. If it's still down, the QRH says fuel burn with the gear down, or flight with fuel, the gear down, burns more fuel. Check the tables. We have tables in the performance in flight section for flight with gear down, and don't use FMC fuel predictions. And that was the end of the checklist. So we're like, okay, so we've just taken off. We're at the SID stop altitude, going towards a hold. My gear's stuck down. We've tried retracting it again, it's not retracting, and that was it. So we're like, right, what do we do next? So we got in the hold. We informed the cabin crew that we're dealing with a non-normal situation, and then we gave them an industry standard, what we call NITS briefing. But prior to that, we have to go through a sort of decision-making process. So we went through our decision-making process. Okay, we've just taken off. We've just taken off from our base, you know, so all is okay, and this is a base of engineers. The weather's perfect, so what are we going to do? Well, are we going to continue to our destination? No, we can't. The gear's down. We're going to run out of fuel. Your fuel burn increases by about 50-60%. Are we going to divert? Well, there's no need. This is a base, and this is an engineer station. So we elected to return. So we did that. We did our NITS briefing, which is a briefing to the cabin crew. We're dealing with a non-normal situation. Tell them it's a normal approach and landing, and then a reassurance PA, which we did just to explain what was going on. It was very loud because obviously we're doing 200 knots with the gear down, so it was loud in the cockpit because of the nose gear, loud in the cabin. The cabin crew said it was really loud. So it's a reassurance PA. Explain what's going on, to explain the situation. Look, unfortunately we've been unable to retract the gear, but you know we explained it was the wheels. The wheels cannot come up, but you know they're down, and we have green lights. The green lights on this aircraft, guys, if you have a green light, it means the gear is down and locked. That's what you want to see, a green light. We also have, for a confidence test, additional lights here on a separate circuit. They were green as well, so we are very confident, absolutely 100% confident this gear is down and locked, and we reassure the passengers this was the case. So we did that, told agency we wanted to come back, and that was it, guys. We returned, normal approach and landing. We got a round of applause for the passengers, which was very nice. Spoke to some of them afterwards as well, and you know, credit to my operator. They tried to get it fixed, but they didn't have the parts at the time, so we got on a spare aircraft and departed with about 2 or 3 hour delay, can't remember what it was. And we flew the route, so there we are. That was my day. Father report. Report's already been closed. Good job, pat on the back, well done. Don't do anything differently. And that was it was an interesting day at work. Happy to answer questions if anyone has about that. Did you see the Alaska 737 making a hard landing, causing left landing gear to push up through the wing? I did see that. Wow. That was a very, I think, freakish accident because the gear on this aircraft is built like a brick house. It is very strong, and I saw that landing and I was thinking, surely that could take that. I've certainly experienced landings just as tough as that. I know it was on one of the gears as opposed to 2, but I'm pretty sure there might have been other issues as opposed to it just being stuck down. Any chance of across the pond this fall? I haven't checked the exact date. I think I might be working, or have I checked it and I was working? I don't know, Taylor. Well, better stuck down and absolutely. Tower fly past inspection. No, David, that was a little bit overkill. That would have been overkill. How many moths fell out of the QRH? Brilliant. I probably use the QRH once a year, and it's usually for 9 out of 10 times in the last 10 years. It's for window overheat. That's usually the one that comes up. Mavericks, thank you very much. Oh, Alex, my Dutch member from the Netherlands, has bought a flight deck to sim desk mat. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. I can't read the comment exactly. I'll see if I can get that up here. Oh my God, he's also bought he's bought the night mug. Thank you, Alex. Very, very kind. Oh, I'll have to read both these comments out. Hold on, let me get this out here on a separate window so I can read your comments. Do bear with me because you are going to hear my voice twice for a second whilst I open the stream. Oh no, I've done it quite quickly here. Very, very kind. Firstly, you bought them the mat. You said congratulations with the new job. Do channel members get a discount when getting a type rating? Thank you very much, Alex. I'll have to see if I can curry any favours with my operator. Thank you. And you said the exact same thing when you bought the mug, so thank you very much for your support there. Yes, maybe I should start or buy a full motion simulator and offer type ratings for a reasonable price. Cheers, Alex. Thanks for buying some merch, buddy. Do excuse my voice. It is a little coarse. I've had a cold recently, and it's still sort of in my system, but certainly on the right end of it there. Yes, I did hear about the plane shot down in Russia with what was the rebel leader's name? I don't know off the top of my head. I mean, I do sort of read up what's going on there, but well, it's quite obvious who shot the aircraft down. Yeah, interesting times we're living in. I don't know what's gonna. How is this all gonna conclude? Who knows? Does the night mug have a glow-in-the-dark design on it? It doesn't, David, I'm afraid. There we go. Madam, what's the new position? Returning to the training department, sir, on a sort of a route to TRE, type rating examiner. I've been offered a position of TRE. So I've got to return as a TRI, line training captain, then TRE as well. Very exciting. A lot of work, a lot of study ahead. Anyway, here we are, approaching the capital of Spain. Madrid is off the right-hand side, about 40 miles time, and we're going to continue in this westerly or southwesterly direction towards the capital of Portugal, Lisboa, a little over 160 miles from Dublin.
AC8521, reading your flight now.
Thank you very much.
Yes, I will do the course to be LTC. I'm nothing at the moment. I'll be TRI first, then LTC, then TRE. All these acronyms being thrown around. Alex, you're doing 90 minutes in a full motion sim, cost €290.
I'm addressing 30521.
Yeah, they're not cheap. Let us know how you get on though, Alex. Share some pictures. I'm interested to see it. Did you guys land overweight when the gear didn't retract? Great question there, Matt. So you cannot land overweight in this situation. Now, the 737 is very capable of landing overweight, but you only do when directed by the QRH to land at the nearest suitable airport. And when you see this term, land at the nearest suitable airport in the QRH on the 737, it's usually for the sort of, you know, you're down to your last system you have no more redundancy left. So single engine, one source of AC power. What else we got? A loss of a hydraulic system. Oh no, but a loss of 2 hydraulic systems. So you can actually continue with 1 loss of a hydraulic system. Sorry, land over. You don't have to land overweight. And also, if you have a medical emergency, you can land overweight as well. Now we just taken off, and by the time we actually checked our landing weight, we were pretty much just past or just below max landing weight. So we commenced the approach straight away. It was very heavy, but below max landing weight.
Thank you very much.
Rooster 240, full established runway 29.
So later after Thierry, are you going to apply for chief pilot? Absolutely not. I just don't want to go in the management role. Very much stay in the training department. Great question. What made you want to go back to instructing? A combination of factors, really. I've always wanted to sort of find my way back there. And when I became a captain, I very much got back into flying again. It was a new role, and I wasn't sort of considering the role there. But now I've sort of been a captain for 5 years. I'm looking for a change. You know I love streaming and training for you guys. I love my time as SFI, so I thought I'd apply the role as TRI. They said apply for TRI, and I got the job. It's mega. Thanks, Spurious Podge.
Watch Blurio's vid on that 737 gear,
seen it.
a 4,800 feet runway, POS wind shear and POS maintenance issue. He didn't think it was an unstable approach.
So I've watched that Spurious Podge, the video. I've not seen Blancalerio. I have heard of this guy. He's a very qualified pilot in the United States, and he does a lot of investigative videos, doesn't he, on incidents and accidents. So I would recommend seeing his videos. I've sort of watched many. And I've watched the video itself of the aircraft landing, and I've seen aircraft land far further than that. So whether, I mean, you could sort of see it was rolling just prior to touchdown, so it might have been just excessive. It could have been an excessive amount of force on the left. Was it left gear? The left gear, as it sort of rolled onto the gear. But I'm only speculating here as well. I would go along the lines of potentially a maintenance issue here, because that gear went straight through the wing, and I've seen, guys, you've seen landings of aircraft when they're really hard. You compare it to that, it makes you think there might have been another ongoing issue there with the aircraft. But yeah, let's not speculate so much and see what the outcome is. But yeah, it was. I saw the video and all the sparks flying up, and then yeah, it went right through the wing, didn't it? Well, that aircraft will be written off.
Turkish 389er, contact Barcelona, frequency 132.350. Good day.
132.350 for Turkish 389er. Thanks for your service, and bye bye.
What was the sparks in the video? Yeah, I should think it was the engine making ground contact.
Yeah, 713, go ahead.
We would like a flight plan amendment.
Suppose it might not be written off. Oh, really? I mean, like I said, yeah, I'm only speculating that as well. So maybe the damage is only located around the wing box.
713, say again your request.
We would like a flight plan amendment. We would like to request waypoint Exona.
Well, it's a new route.
After waypoint Charlie Center.
Oh, he wants to go our way, Exona.
Direct should be with Lisbon control. By the moment, please continue Charlie Sierra.
Okay, roger that. General 713.
Hi, Flying Dude. Yes, I'm going to get this a lot if anyone's actually just tuned in. Yes, go back to the training department to become an examiner in time. I've been offered a position as what we call a type rating examiner. And then I've got to do type rating instructor first, then line training captain, then type rating examiner in time. Very excited. I've still got to pass all the course, guys. How many nautical miles till top descent? We have 172 miles to go.
Airport 441 Madrid, contact Lisbon North, frequency 132.
Yeah, what was flight 261, James? Fox says, since you are rejoining training, question for you. I always have SFI requirements. Is it better to apply for it close to my base or become a captain first? I'd always recommend doing the SFI first, because the SFI course, if you do SFI first, it will make the command upgrade considerably easier. you learn so much as an instructor, not only by sort of your self-study, but the key to learning is instructing it. And it made the command upgrade for me personally a lot easier. And you'll speak to other SFIs or captains who are SFIs, and they'll say the same thing. Oh, there's a balloon there, 80 feet. I've just realised I'm having to watch my voice a little bit. I feel like I'm losing my voice. I've had this on a stream about 2 or 3 years ago, and I had a cold. And by the end of the stream, I'd almost lost my voice. I feel like I'm going that way. Okay.
Vacated runway.
Loss of elevator in the Pacific. Basically, the trim jack screw came off from the command of the pitch down. Ouch.
Continue Bravo. For
Yeah, that's hideous, that is.
Booster 246, you will continue via Bravo Sentry.
Just turn on Yoke Cam and talk with hand signals. Brilliant. What you just said, lion training, Captain. Unbelievable.
Rooster 240, is it possible to taxi to the general aviation apron?
Lion training. I found it. There we go.
Via Bravo and Delta, general aviation.
Oh, I'll probably get a copyright strike for that because that's the MGM one, isn't it? What's your favourite airline? Says Sammy DeBus. Oh, I don't know really. I don't really have a favourite airline.
Madrid Control, muy buenas tardes. Aquí a menos 2 con usted de nuevo a 4.000 pies aquí subiendo.
Fly Dylan, that's very nice, thank you. I also got some good news on my side, as I went yesterday on an assessment for an airline whose call sign is Mosquito, and it was for a pilot apprenticeship program. Very exciting, Flying Dylan. I've never heard that call sign though. Well, no, I have heard that call sign actually. Who's that? I'll have to find that out. Probably don't want to say, but if you're saying that. Whose call sign is that? Oh, plainly, thank you very much. You've bought a beach towel. Unbelievable, plainly. Thank you very much for the support. You're gonna look the part on the beach this summer, or what's left of the summer. Brilliant, plainly. Thank you. What have you had to say on your comment?
Thank you, Bravo.
You said, beach holiday is almost over, but this will be a handy to show off next time. Huge congrats on the new job. Thanks, plainly. A black alpaca beach towel. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Plainly, I told you I would. Mosquito is Jetfly. I've never even heard of them. I don't know which airline that is. I found it, Flying Dylan, before your comment. Haha. Anthony Perez, may I ask you how you pay for your pilot training and any tips for those struggling to pay even the PPL? Great question, Anthony Perez. So, I started my flying career, let's say, or my flying with gliding. So when I was 15 years old, I started working at a local gliding club. And instead of being paid money, they would provide payment via a flying lesson at the end of the day. And that got me up to solo. I flew solo on my 16th birthday. Gliders. And then my PPL was sort of self-funded through working part-time. And my long-term plan at the time was to do modular flight training. So I know the PPL was probably twice the price as it was 15-16 years ago. So I did that, and then I worked for 3 years at Morrison selling chickens, much to the amusement of many of the people that watch my videos, and obviously that wasn't enough to fund my flight training, but I saved about 20-25,000. I'm still living at home, and I convinced my uncle and my mother to take a loan. Obviously ATPL modular training was the course I wanted to do, but I was sort of convinced at the time that integrated was your best opportunity at getting a job. Certainly not the case today, but maybe sort of 15-16 years ago airlines sort of would prefer an integrated student over modular. As I said, certainly not the case now. So yeah, I took a loan for, I think it was 50 odd thousand, just over 50,000. Back then the whole ATPL could have been done for 80k, and did that. Finished, no job guarantee obviously, but I was very fortunate to apply for my operator and be offered a right and seat job back in 2011. So 2001, sorry. No, what year was it? No, 2011. I can't even remember. No, 2001. I was a little young. So 2011, and I've been here ever since. So yes, paid the flight training loan off a few years back, and yeah, that was my way of doing it. Do bear with me, because I do have to keep muting the mic to have a little cough. Sold many, many chickens, I did. Perfect. Yeah, Samadabas, that's sort of the thing I wouldn't be discussing, but it is a typical pay for an airline pilot. Is there a feature to speed up time in the game? I'm currently installing it so I can play it in VR. There is, Razin, but on vACC you can do it in certain situations, but not all the time. I don't know the exact rules there, but yeah, can the sim do it? Absolutely. Microsoft Flight Sim and X-Plane both has time acceleration and compression. Up to 8 times speed, I think.
Happy landing. Contact the tower 118.15.
Good for you, Leonard TVG. Yep, a lot of my colleagues, we've done it all. McDonald's, selling chickens, Morrison's. I think, if you're quite young here in chat, or 15, 16 years old, you learn a lot of life lessons from actually, you know, getting a part-time job. And when you do a part-time job, and when you get that part-time job, you know a lot of life skills. You learn about saving money. You learn about having responsibility. You learn sort of typical jobs you get at that age, sort of about interaction with strangers, which you might not really have had until that time. And you learn a lot of basic skills which you can take with you in life, because I think the majority of people do get jobs, but I certainly had a small group of friends who, well, certainly on my flight training school, I'm obviously not going to mention any names at all, but there were some people at my flight training school who sort of rolled into flight training and had never had a job in their life, and it showed. It really showed. So yeah, it's that's my top tip for you if you're sort of that age. Work on your GCSEs, and congratulations if there's anyone here in the UK got their GCSE results today. I hope you got what you wanted. Yeah, that's the key thing. Learning those life skills to take you forward. Right then. How far away here? About 113 miles. I think it's a good time now to start setting up for the descent into Lisbon. I have absolutely no idea. It is. How busy it is, but seeing that we checked earlier, it was about 50 arrivals. It could be quite busy. So, let's now start setting up. So we always put 250 below 10,000. Defaults to 240. And the QNH in Lisbon. Oh, it's not been updated. Oh, there we go. 30 degrees, Cav OK 330 at 12, and the QNH is 1015. One 0, 200 and 100, 228 at 30, 226 at 27,
Portugal 404 flight level 335.
and 10,247 at 21. Because it's the PMDG, it defaults to 180. So the actual transition level will be up by ATC, probably be around 70 or something. I'll just put something a little closer to what it will be. So that's in. We'll go from there, and fixturing's in, expecting 02. Lovely day, 10.4 miles. Excellent. Let's check out this star then. So, nice RNAV start, coming in from Ixona, and we're expecting the Ixona 9 Alpha. So starting off at Ixona, we want to be at or below flight level 230, checks max 280, so we've got 273, that's fine, our planned ascent speed is that. We're going to continue for 52 miles on a track of 243 to Adsad. Adsad, max 220, 4,000 feet, so max 220 and above 4,000 feet, looking good. And then it's an RNAV arrival, so we're going to go to Papa Tango 419, GOG D, Papa Tango 421, max 200 knots at Papa Tango 421, which is in. I'm going to put 200 knots or below. I've never seen it say below in the PMDG. Slight bypass, I think it's going to overshoot the turn. And then it's Papa Tango 422 to Pesix. So what we'll do is have a look here on the plan. So we've got to potentially plan for a shortcut here. So again, familiar watchers of the channel will see how we do this. It's a very funny looking overshoot. Right, what we'll do, we'll plan for a shortcut from Adsat to Pesix. So what we do, we plan for worst case. You see that dash line? We'll go and delete Adsat here temporarily. So ideally, passing Adsat 220 knots or below, we want to be at a height of 7.4. So what we're going to do is erase that. We'll put 7.4 at Adsat, because at the moment VNAV's going to put us at 106. So we'll leave us 3,000 height, you see. So we're going to put 7, whatever it was, I think it was around 7.6, wasn't it? And that will allow for a shortcut to be perfectly on profile. So we've catered for a high energy approach there, which is a big threat at airports like this. So that's the clearance limit at PESX if we get there, and we've not been clear for the approach. We'll enter the hold there, and we've checked the points, speed and restrictions.
We are PPLD
That's
but
all
we will
said.
contact Lisbon to control on 132.
ILS 02 then from PESX. We'll put the ILS active on 109.1.
Thank you very much, great ATC. Bye.
This radio, yeah, it's... The modelling on this is very basic. It's just none of this works. The mic selector works, but none of the volume mics work, unlike the mod. I love the mod, you know. I'm being just a critical. At least it works. 191 for the ILS, and Lisbon VOL puts that by 14.8. Perfect. Oh my days, I've just looked across. Many gifted members coming in. Torin 4x4, this is not the first time you've done this. You've come in again and gifted 10 memberships. My goodness, thank you very much, Tor 4x4, for your generosity there. Again, not only a member. Welcome then. I'll start from the top. Leonard TVG, James Lake, Sandro Slirigo, Reckless Cyborg, Rezex, Dave Rofen, some of the old members here. Byron Starks, Alan Jensen, Mad Matt UK 123. Welcome on board as members. That's going to ping away now for a while. Frequencies, courses, I'll set 025. What's this ping us across? Excuse me. 025. And talking about minimums for the Cat 1 ILS is 530 feet down here. We'll set that now. Thank you very much, Tor and 4x4. Very, very generous. To all you new members, welcome on board. Enjoy your custom emojis and chat as well. You get invited to the members-only Discord. Hope you enjoy using, as I said, the custom emojis in chat as well. Thank you very much. There you are, Rezex. As I said, rejoining. Thanks to the gifted membership. Can't wait to be part of a Discord once again. Enjoy it, Rezex. Thank you very much. That's on behalf of Tor 4x4. Very, very generous. He's gifted a lot of members over the past month or two. That's very, very generous of you, sir. Thank you. Right, frequencies, courses, minimums are set. You guys are probably sick to death of me briefing ILSs, but I think you like to hear them every time. So MSA to the north is the highest, 4,000, so we'll maintain 4,000 feet if we have any issues around the airport. The position will be via PESX, which is on the extended centre line, and that's going to be from 4,000 feet, which checks, so that's a hard altitude, that's fine. 3 degree ILS, again, the PMDG do not model or display the glide path angle. There should be a glide path angle here for every approach you select. It's 3 degrees though, so we'll be following the ILS anyway. RVR will be 750 metres, for this approach, but it's Cavo OK. We've got Pappies on the left. If we have to go around, we'll climb straight ahead to flight level 70, contact approach, so it's climb runway heading essentially. My actions in the event of a missed approach: we'll push toggle once, we'll go around flat 15, set go around thrust, positive and climb gear up, 400 feet, select LNAV, tune the radius of missed approach, and we'll fly the mist. Fuel, arriving at 3.6, we need 2.7, so we don't have a huge amount of extra. We've got an extra, well, 900 kilos, about 20 minutes. We've burned a little bit extra, obviously, with that delayed departure earlier. We're going to burn, though, 800 kilos before touchdown, and landing weight will be 61.2 tonnes. Landing at Lisbon, we've got a nice long runway here. No, that's Alicante. There's Lisbon. 02 then, we've got 3,700 metres. We'll aim for Hotel 4, the first high speed, and that's going to be around 2,500 metres. And that'll be fine for flap 30, order brake 3, and we'll use second detent reversal brake cooling. And after vacating Hotel 4 or Uniform 5, we will taxi onto Alpha 5 to the terminal here. We're going to most likely park there. There's also Terminal 2. We'll see where ATC centres. So you can watch me get lost. I don't have any high quality scenery for Lisboa, but I did see on the community someone has gone to the effort of updating the airport to have the correct taxi signs and parking stands. So hopefully we'll find where to go. Thanks, Tor 4x4. You deserve it, mate. You're entertaining, informative at the same time. Thank you very much, buddy. I just saw a really sad comment there. KLM XP11, really sorry to read that. My girlfriend passed away on the 30th of May after fighting for her life 3 weeks. On intensive care. She was taken to hospital 24th on her 32nd birthday. 12555 Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo. Can I take one here? Yeah, really sorry to hear that, KLM XP11, and I'm glad the stream is distracting you from that. But you know, that's a very tragic thing to read, and I wish you all the best of support. I could only recommend surrounding yourself with your friends and family, buddy. Yeah, just smooth recovery. I'm sorry to hear that. 0321 Short, thank you for the 18 months. Congratulations on the new position, Captain. Good luck on your study. I'm sure you'll pass all the tests required to become TRE LTC. Thank you very much. Thank you. I will be working hard and keeping you posted about my progress. Right, frequency 12555. That's very generous, Tor 4x4. You deserve it. I don't deserve it at all. It's my pleasure.
Orange 6 Lima Julius, direct Lidru 1 Papa.
He sounds very Portuguese.
Silent Lidru and Lidru 1.
Alice Bravo Tard, Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo, flight level 350, approaching Charlie Sierra.
Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo, Lisboa, boa tarde. After Charlie Sierra, X-Zona 9 Alpha Bravo.
After Charlie Sierra, X-Zona 9 Alpha for 02, Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo. That was identical to a Lisbon controller checking in when flying into Lisbon. It was identical. It's like having at work. Look at this. I haven't seen a cloud in the sim all day, but rightfully so. It's completely clear over the Iberian Peninsula. Lamond, what's your favourite 737 variant? I mean, I'll say the 800 because a flight, but I am enjoying flying the Max as well. Pete, thanks for 33 months, buddy. Congratulations, boss. I hope the salary increases covers the chiropractor fees incurred for the hours you'll have to spend on the jump seat. Brilliant, Pete. Thank you very much for your donation. Thank you. Truthfully, I actually don't know what the increase is. I absolutely no idea. It is not why I applied. Just wanted a change and to go back into the instructing role. I'll have to do a few more giveaways, eh?
Lisbon Control, Transavia 7 Tango inbound, Gado, that's what 3 months.
Yeah, we're delivering. We're ready for descent then, so 29 miles to go. And as I said this at the start of the stream, this is, you know, not only a new job on the horizon, the big thing for me is I'm moving house next week. So yeah, if I was to quickly show behind, you'll see a lot of boxes and things, and oh yeah, I'll show you a quick grab. You just grab yoke cam. There we are. Look, there's my not sponsored Thrustmaster control column. I've got all my books in there as well. I won't go too high because there's pictures above me, but look what I got on above there. A Lego crane which I built a long time ago. Probably worth a fortune now. But yeah, I've got boxes. Everything here is boxes. Everything else is empty. As well. So little reveal. Just make sure yoke cam's in a decent position for you. There we go. Wonderful. Let's have a look outside. Oh, guys, I really wish I had a bit more time off as well, because I want to fly that giant German seaplane that's come out from Microsoft Flight Simulator, but that'd be great fun. Saw it and I was like, oh, that's so cool. I think for a charity stream, I quite like to take one of these giant. We've got the 90,000 charity stream. I've not been streaming much, but they've sort of get steady growth of 500-600 subscribers a month, which is nice. Yeah, I think doing a sort of a challenge, like flying one of these planes over a large body of water. The Atlantic's probably going to be a bit ambitious, but maybe sort of a 5-6 hour stretch would be a nice little challenge. I'd have to hand fly it, wouldn't I? No top of descent rig. No, I forgot that one. Sorry. I'll put it in quickly. Oh, someone's just started descending above our flight level. There you go. Yes, Lego Concorde. I saw that. That'd be a pretty cool build. Actually, I've got a few. I've got an Apollo 11 kit as well, which I bought a few years back, but I just haven't got around to building. Charity stream idea: flying across the Bible, tried to pronounce all these different places. Ready? Szczecin, Bydgoszcz, and Rzeszów. I bet you're impressed, Domino. Hello, Simulate Biolo's live. Evening, Flight Sim. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for popping in, buddy. Mega.
Gen 15 Victor, Lisbon.
It's Jet 2. Jet 2 is going all Airbus. I have, I know some people in Jet 2. And, yeah, they're going to be doing the type ratings, I think, next year or the following year. That sounds like you're Welsh. Wales. There you go. Right, shall we request descent? 5 miles to go. Reset MCP altitude. Lisboa, Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo, request descent.
Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo, descent to flight level 250.
Descent flight level 250, Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo. So, 250 is set, out at events. Let's go down. 1,000 feet per minute the aircraft will do until it captures the vertical profile. Like MPS scales here. Atomic Penguin just joined. What's the news? I'm returning to the training department. So I'm not flying another airplane. I'm not changing operator. I'm returning to my roots as an instructor, and then line training captain in time, and then type rating examiner as well. I applied for the role of what they call a TRE, type rating examiner, and I was offered a position this week. Very exciting.
123.975
I love that sound. The PMDG have nailed that sound of the thrust going idle, that sort of very faint drone you can hear from the cockpit as well. And you get this really low bass, and it is really good. Can you hear that? Can you guys hear that bass if I just turn the music off? That bass sounds really good. I'm obviously wearing a headset. That sound is excellent.
Continue climb, flight level.
At what vertical speed does a normal airline descend? Great question, Lamont. This, well, usually a little steeper, but it's based off your rate of descent. In fact, I've always had my suspicions about PMDG's VNAV descent path. I'd expect it 280 knots a little higher, maybe 2,500, 3,000. But anything up to 5,500, 6,000 feet per minute, if accelerating in descent with idle thrust, is normal, within normal sort of parameters in operation. Thanks, Domino Mosina, member and moderator for this channel for some time. Congrats once again, and I'm indeed impressed. Your pronunciation of Bydgoszcz is better than me trying to say Southwark. Worcestershire is easy though. I like hearing Americans saying Worcestershire. Worcestershire. Maybe I should get V1 to say it. That was very generous of me. Suffolk. Is that what you're trying to say, Domino Mosina? I can't even pronounce it.
Jet X150, climb to flight level 360.
Flight level 360.
Now, one thing I've noticed in the PMDG, I don't know if this is a Boeing...
4 Alpha Bravo, contact Lisboa 123.975, what's that?
123.975, Alpaca 25 Alpha Bravo, bow tie.
Orange 6
I don't know if it's a Boeing option, but our missed approaches are magenta, whereas they're a blue dash line here. I don't know if that's an option in the PMDG that I need to change. Who is this I'm talking to? Approach. Lisboa approach, bow tie Alpaca 25 Alpha Bravo, descending flight level 250, Exona 9 Alpha.
Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo, Lisboa, identify, continue to level 26, question 160.
At descent flight level 160, Alpaca 25 Alpha Bravo. 160 sets, bank angle 25 degrees, and VNAV. Yeah, Uros, yes, I get that right though, don't I? But your surname, Todorovic, is that good? Well, that probably sounds a bit Russian, or Easterby. Suffolk, that's it, sorry. I didn't even know that one, there you go. I think you can change the colour in the FMC menu somewhere. Yeah, we have a magenta line for the mist. Excuse me. That's scarily accurate. Are you secretly Serbian? So, that was good, was it? Todorovic. I'll go with that. But yeah, I'll keep you posted. As I said, I'm hoping to start my new role as a... Remember, I was offered the job of a TRE, but it's a long process to become an examiner. So it won't happen overnight. It'll be get up to speed instructing as a TRI, and that's essentially the same role as I did before as an SFI, but now as a captain. At my airline, SFI is used to differentiate from a TRI with first officer and captain. When you train to be an SFI, the actual license you get on your rating, you get a TRI on your license. But we operate it. They differentiate with SFI being an FO instructor and a TRI captain instructor. The TRI can do a few additional sessions which a first officer can't do. So some of the additional command upgrade sessions they can do as well. But essentially it'll be the same job I'm doing previously. Once I'm up to speed to that, which I don't think will take too long. Don't forget I left the training department to do my command upgrade over 5 years ago. Just under 5 years ago. So I've not been in a sim or instructor for a long time.
1443 Lisboa, you are identified and direct to Alpha descent for level 160.
Oh, pseudo Andy, I'm not even going to attempt to say that. Cheers, Ross, thank you. Simon, yes, does that mean less flying? Yes, it will be less flying. So we do blocks at my operator, 5 days on, and I'll do 3 blocks in the sim and then a block flying. But it will be occasionally I might do the odd flight during the main week, but it roughly revolves around 3 blocks in the sim, 1 week flying. Sometimes you'll fly a bit more, and sometimes I might simulate a little more as well.
Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo, speed 250 knots.
Reduce speed 250 knots, Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo. So,
we'll
update V now, tell it we want to do 250. So that's left us high, so what we want to do, it's gone VNAV speed, and this is, PMDG have updated this now to the correct logic. So speed, when you're high now, it used to go to path, it used to dive for the profile, which the aircraft won't do anymore. In speed, it'll pitch for the speed, and when it recaptures the profile, it'll re-engage in path, and then pitch for the path. Yeah, so I'm reducing 250 because that's the priority. ATC speed, he wants us to fly 250. I've extended the speed brake to get back onto that profile. We're back on profile, we'll stow the speed brake path when the path re-engages. I think you might be wrong, short performance on Max should have blue line for MA, not magenta, but I've not flown a Max for quite a while. I've been on the 8 NGs, and the NGs definitely have a magenta. It's not something we sort of look at every day. Look at this, look. That is perfect, there's Lisbon ahead. I've not seen a single cloud.
Lisboa Thursday, you are identified. Continue to follow 160.
So profile's coming in nicely. 250 knots speed brake. It's not too far off. Probably expect a couple of extra 100 feet per minute. 2.3 is usually clean for 250. No maximum speed for the speed brake. You can extend it at any speed. It's more effective at higher speed. So watch this. Speed will revert to path when it's back on profile. There it goes, path. You slowly the speed brake. And now the aircraft's going to follow the path and then monitor the speed to make sure you're flying the assigned speed by ATC. Hello, Captain Wazza. He says, having watched your streams for Yonks, it gave me confidence to take part in the 2 recent First Wings events. Took the 737, of course. Congratulations and thanks for all you do for flight simmers. Excellent, Captain Wazza. I hope you had fun on your 2 events, and you can take part in a few more now when you build your confidence up, and that's the best way of doing it. Congratulations. Thanks a lot for doing it. The flight sim guy, what percentage of descent in real life requires speed brake? Oh, that's
Lufthansa 34 Hotel Uniform firing 345.
Let me break some misconceptions about speed brake, okay? Certain old-fashioned captains, very few, and some members of the public think using speed brake, or who are sort of savvy with flying this is, they think using speed brake is some sort of failure with descent planning, okay? It just isn't, okay? In today's flying, certainly in Europe, it's busy, dynamic airspace, okay? You're constantly getting requests from ATC to fly left, right, delayed vector, shortcuts, speed, slow down, speed up, and the speed brake is to be used as a tool as required, so typically to slow down or to increase your rate of descent. And as a percentage, I'd say it just varies. Now, one thing I can tell you, the max, we have short field performance maxes. I don't know if actually of all maxes are now short field performance, but they will bite you. Okay, there isn't a decent max available yet in the sim, but when there is one, I will show you the differences, if it's modelled well, between the max and NG for descent planning, because certainly at the latter stages, when you're slowing down from 250 knots to sort of the up speed and then configuring, when I first flew the max, it nearly bit me. I was like, oh my goodness me, it's really struggling to slow down here. And I've had a few newer guys who've flown on the line, sort of finished line training recently.
Pocket 24 Alpha Bravo, left by 5 degrees.
Left 5 degrees, up like 2 for Alpha Bravo. Left 5 degrees. I've flown with some newer guys, and I'm a guy who I fly with. If I fly with someone, I'm not one to intervene or say, do this, do flaps now. I'm absolutely the opposite. I want the guys next to me to learn. So if they want flaps, I'll give them flaps. If they want to use speed brake, I don't go, ooh, what are you doing? I just leave them to it. They're pilot flying. I'll only intervene if I think I'm going to have to file reports, or I think I'm going to probably very likely go round. So I've had a few guys, certainly didn't have this issue with the NG, but who've flown the max. They're sort of coming onto the ILS. They're on the ILS, they're clean, they're doing 220 knots. And I'll tell you one thing now. Well, I'll ask a question for you in chat here. This is a good question if you're new to the 737 and you want to fly it in the sim. If you are on a 3 degree ILS, you're at flap 5, and you have idle thrust, what's your speed going to do? You're established on an ILS, you have idle thrust, you're at flap 5, and you're doing 220 knots. What's the speed going to do? Is it going to speed up? Is it going to slow down? Is it going to stay the same? Excellent. Nothing. That's the answer I'm looking for. Okay. So I've had a few guys recently, they're sort of at 12, 13 miles, they're doing 220 knots, they're high on the glide slope, a dot high, and they're clean. So yeah. But it will maybe, if you're doing 220 knots, it will slow down a little bit because of the parasitic drag. But if you're sort of doing, hold on, I'm not. I need to do my speed here. If you're doing 180 knots, flat 5, it'll hold the speed quite nicely. And that's, I believe, someone told me a long time ago. A very experienced captain told me.
Alpha Bravo, report your heading and speed to Lisboa 119.1.
119.1, Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo, bye. So moving on to our flight here, and our energy situation, we're getting high here, but I've got to fly our assigned speed by the controller. 119 at 1, was it? Yeah, 119 at 1. Oops, wrong frequency. 119 at... There we go. Lisboa Thursday, Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo, flight level 160, heading 238 degrees and speed 250 knots.
1443, boa tarde, descend flight level 100.
Just confirm, was the Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo?
Alpaca Alpha Bravo, I'll call you back. 1443, descend
Yeah, it sounded a different call
100.
sign there. Yeah, so 180 knots, flat 5, it'll hold the speed quite nicely with idle thrust.
Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo, descend level 120.
Descend flight level 120, Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo. So there we are, level change, because that's the best mode. Ooh, control steering pitch. Level change. So yeah, if you're coming onto a glide slope, guys, and you're clean, if your glide slope captured and clean, and your idle thrust speed's going to run away, it's just going to accelerate. So I had a guy the other day, really nice guy, and I was watching, I didn't say a thing. Got to sort of 12 miles, to do 220 knots, it was a dot higher, we're in a max, I was like, got to say something here. If you watch my tutorial on how to capture the glide slope from above, once we got localizer capture, he wasn't too sure about the procedure, how to recover, so it's like, right, we need to sort of get flap 10, flat 5 speed plus 10 knots, set the MCP altitude, and we got glide slope capture at 6 miles. We have to have it by 4 at my operating VMC. And he was like, I'm so sorry. I said, don't apologise. I said, it's all about learning, and I wanted to leave you to see if you knew. And he was quite new out of line training. So there we go.
Minimums, approaching minimums.
Cheers, Tor 4x4. More real sim time for you then, with a new role? Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. My time as an SFI, I've logged... How many hours as an instructor? I logged my time as an instructor. I have instructing only, excluding checks.
Climbing to level 60.
No, that's total hours. 1,156 hours instructing. So yeah, I'll probably be doing in the region of 300 or 400 hours in the sim now, and about 200 or 300 hours flying in a year. So yeah, a lot more sim time now, Tor on 4x4. Right, looking at this, I'm definitely not going to get a shortcut now, so what I can do is delete that restriction I put in here, 7.6, and that's actually going to put us much closer to our profile. By complete, absolute fluke, deleting that restriction has put me on profile. Because we're not going to get a shortcut here with delayed vectors. This approach you have not the old-fashioned ways are what makes good CRM. Absolutely, CRM is really important. I'm sure some of you have seen the pilot. Have you seen the one with the captain who's yelling at the first officer after landing? My interview, I had to do a presentation on grading, and I used a video I found on YouTube online of a first officer called Jim. And Jim's being bombarded with information from the captain, and we graded it. Trying to listen to the radio, I'm probably missing a million calls here.
Scroll 1443, arrival 125, actually scroll 1443, turn left heading 210, and then contact arrival 125.
Eros, yeah, I can send that in Discord, absolutely. The Jim video, yes.
Heading 210.
210.
Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo, descent 110.
Set flight level 110, Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo. So 110 checked, and we can stay in level change, sort of slightly off the profile here. So you can update your VNAV profile. You can't really do this in the Airbus. You execute that, update it, just update it slightly. And the real aircraft takes a bit of time to calculate that.
Level 100, turn right heading 210.
Ross, can you just tag me in Discord to remind me? Just say, send the video, then I'll remember to do it. Thank you very much, Long Cat, for the £5 donation. Very generous, you sir. Thank you very much. Ah, excellent.
Congrats on the new job. I've just gotten a new job myself
Amazing.
as a 737 for a UK cargo carrier.
Amazing.
Can't quite believe it after 7 years instructing.
Long cat, congratulations. That's fantastic news. I won't start naming cargo carriers here, just respect your privacy, but fantastic news. Best of luck with your line training and flying, and looking forward to about hearing about it. Thank you very much. You've been watching these videos for a long time as well. Papa Mike, local QNH. Yes, I would hazard a guess you're from the United States, sir. We wait until we're below the transition level, which is much lower here in Europe. Here I think it's about 6070, so we want to maintain standard at the moment. Look at this scenery, guys.
Hello, level 120.
One of the big benefits for me as a streamer is that Microsoft Flight Simulator is prep for streams. I've not done a test sector. I trust the PMDG enough to do well. I just check the scenery is installed. It's just great to just fire up, and it's all there. It's all there. Jacob Landin, welcome aboard as a member. Glad you enjoying the content. You get invited to our members only Discord. Hope you enjoy using the customization chat. Thank you very much for the support. Sorry, could you say again, please? Alpaca 2 Alpha Bravo.
Descent start over 100, contact arrival 125, signal 125.
125, descent flight level 100, Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo, bye. I think I got that frequency completely wrong, but the good news is on VATSIM you can see all the frequencies, but it was right, 125, 125. One to go. Oh, that's very good.
Flight level.
So again, we'll still do 250 knots. We're getting vectored round here. Look with this traffic ahead. It's only 5 miles ahead. Lisboa, Orbital Alpaca 25 Alpha Bravo, descending flight level 100, 250 knots, heading 238 degrees.
Alpaca 25 Alpha Bravo, Lisboa, hello, identified. Continue descent flight level 60, cruise speed 230 knots.
Descent flight level 60, speed 230 knots, Alpaca 25 Alpha Bravo. So 60 sets, remember the transition level's a little bit lower here. So level change, if you ever want to get down quickly, because I'm a bit high here, go level change. It's always the quickest way to go down, or VNAV speed. So that's done. What I'm going to do, we're still on the heading, just update now, direct to Papa Tango 422. Look at...
Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo, turn the right, heading 270.
Riding 270 degrees, Alpaca 25 Alpha Bravo, that sun glare is mega. So what we're going to do is update to this point here, execute. So this is saying I'm really high, but look at that aircraft over there. I think we're going to get vectored off in this direction. Is this recoverable if we've got direct? Yeah, so long as I get the flaps out straight away, you can capture that profile for a straight in.
Maintain pedestrian heading, SATA 127.
SATA 127.
Thanks, Bruno. Transition level list was 50. Thanks, buddy. Alright, but the belts on. Should have done that a lot sooner. Lighting is excellent. Let's do the post-cruise check. So, fuel 4 pumps, lights.
You can continue climb flight level
logo we don't need on. Angular bank 25, pressurization 4.5 sets. Seatbelts on, recall. Checks complete. Fuel's good, so we've got 3637 on board. Long cat, fly boxes should be nice and chilled out, I hope. Yeah, boxes don't complain. I've always found AC here is excellent. So see, look, see the profiles coming back. That's because we're not flying towards line.
Continue to shed 4,000 feet, Lisbon QNH 1015.
Send 4,000 feet, QNH 1015, Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo. So 4,000 feet sets at QNH 1015, passing 8,900, 4,000 feet, and stand by altimeter sets. Do approach checks now. So we check the frequencies 1091. Check out fixed rings, runway 02. Idents, it's India Lima India, which I'll just check the actual chart. It is the correct ident, so India Lima India.
Bravo, turn right, heading 360, cleared ILS approach runway 02.
Riding 360 degrees on that heading, cleared ILS 02, Alpaca 25 for Bravo. So now I'm high, but no worries, we'll get the speed brake out and we'll call for flap 1 straight away and hold it at 230 knots. That should be absolutely fine for us. So we'll update the FMC to get the most accurate FMC data. So it's about 1,200 feet high, so I've gone flap 1, 230 knots our side speed. This will work very nicely in getting the profile back in. Still 25 miles out as well. Eros, how do you determine how much to reduce speed during turbulence? So we have recommended speeds in climb and descent of 280 knots, decimal 76. In severe turbulence, you actually disconnect the order funnel. I've never had to do that, and set a target N1. Yeah, it's below this speed, just maintain 250. So look at that profile coming back in. Speed brakes stowed. Probably could have actually rechecked that maybe a little early with the flaps, but we can now go to VNAV, check this all out, open the speed window, and we need to maintain 230 knots still. So VNAV should level off. Very good, very good. There's the glide slope, so we've got the MPS scale, so it's put me slightly below the glide slope here. And just being a little wary of that spacing there. He's 5 miles ahead. Oh gosh, what are you doing? It's a little wobble there.
Alpaca 2 for Alpha Bravo, reduce speed 180 knots.
180 knots, Alpaca 2 for Alpha Bravo. So flap 2, guys, my favourite flap setting for 180 knots. So VNAV is very shallow initially. Oh, I nearly forgot to on lock. That was close. That would have been a rookie. Heading 025 set. Okay, vertical speed. That's going to be the glide slope information. That was close. That was close. Just testing you guys, and Fox, you win. Good pilot monitoring. You should be good pilot monitoring. My cleared approach. So when you're quite far out from the glide slope, sometimes it can be worthwhile waiting. You get scalloping glide slopes. Usually wait to out at least 15 miles, usually 12. I'm going to go flap 5, just to help me fly 180. Remember what I told you guys? Flap 5, idle thrust, should hold the speed quite nicely. And I'm just using VS now to stay on the glide slope. I've got the thing downloaded, what do you call it, the world update for Iberian Peninsula. Yeah, this is great from PMDG. Idle thrust, flap 5, and what did I tell you guys? Look, what will it do? It'll hold the speed. So if you're coming onto a glide slope and you're clean, forget about it. Flap 5, completely idle, holding about 186 knots. Sounds like you're sitting in a fishbowl.
Easy 26 Papa, turn left heading 120, continue descent 5 level 60. Papa, turn left heading
180 knots anyway. Right, arm approach. Excellent. Glide slope capture, missed approach altitude.
Oh
yes, true. If you've got a very strong headwind, yes, your obviously your speed, ground speed is going to be lower, and your tailwind you're going to have a higher one there. You're going to accelerate, but it's usually not a huge factor. Huge factor. Why flap 2 for 180 knots? When you're sort of bumbling around the approach there. 180 knots, flap 2 gives you the ability to fly 180 knots without having the excess drag of flap 5 if you're sort of have the thrust up, so it's just like a nice flap setting for 180. This is great spacing by the controller at 5 miles. What's this bridge called again in Lisbon? I can't remember. Oh, lovely base you get in the PMDG, it's great.
Lufthansa 1 Papa Papa, if possible, maintain speed 180 knots until PMDG.
Just a little bit of thrust coming up now.
Papa Papa into PMDG, Papa Echo Sierra Echo X-ray.
Golden Gate Bridge. It's the Ponte 25. Oh, flight recorder. My goodness me.
Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo, contact tower 118.1. Bye bye.
118.1. Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo. Bye. Ah, where is it? I'm out of practice. I'm really out of practice streaming, aren't I? I've not streamed in ages. Where's the flight recorder? There we go. Thank you.
S127, contact Lisbon.
My mod's saving the day.
550, correction. Contact Lisbon
Recording.
Control on 13.
Excellent. Let's just get ground ready. All nicely established here.
2500.
This controller's really quiet. I might have to crank up the volume here. Tower, Boa Tarda, Alpha 24, Alpha Bravo established, ILS 02 at 7 miles.
Alpaca 24, Alpha Bravo, Lisboa Tower, boa tarde, manter approach, canal 0.
Continue approach, Alpha 24, Alpha Bravo. Great ATC. Yeah, the engine small down sound in the PMDG is fantastic. It's really good.
This is Osprey 7821 holding Mike 5, runway 02.
Osprey 7821, Lisboa Tower, boa tarde, hold traffic, canal 0.
Right, anyway, let's see how things are disconnecting.
Landing traffic.
Oh, no, line up and wait!
Line up and wait behind landing traffic.
This is going to be tight. He's only 4 miles ahead, the guy landing. He's got to vacate very quickly. Well, for your entertainment, I suppose. Right, let's make sure I click in here. Gear down. Flap 15.
7 Delta Bravo. Cancel lineup, clear and hold position.
Ah, very good.
Hold position, 7 Delta Bravo.
Excellent decision. When you got traffic only a mile ahead, a mile and a half.
Alpaca.
Flap 30. I'll just keep. Oh, I accidentally got the speed brake extended there a little bit. It's gone very quiet on the radio. So flaps 30 green lights. Waiting for the landing clearance.
1000.
Checked. Yeah, this is happening really nicely.
Break, Alpaca 24, Alpha Bravo, wind 330 degrees, 12 knots, runway 02, course 1.
02 clear to land, Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo. There's a big change in the wind there. The Microsoft Flight Sim winds, I just don't like this sort of very gusty look. Sort of trying to react to that. One of the things that's quite challenging in a desktop simulator is reacting to speed changes. You sort of get a lot more seat in the pants sensation here. I don't like where the PLIs, these little yellow eyebrows you see on the flight directors, they seem very close to my attitude. A little bit high here. Now I've got 9. Look at the wind. Oh, look at the speed changing. Oh. It's like landing at Tenerife in wind shear.
Approaching minimum.
Checked.
Operator or order?
Left.
Minimum.
Continue. It's like really hard to fly. A little bit fast now.
100.
Checked. Keep descending. Looking at the pappies.
50, 40, 30,
Check.
20,
Close. That's a butter. What was that? That must have been a -1. Right, speed brakes up. Reverses. I'll just do that manually as well. That was an absolute butter. 100 knots. Oh, I'll take this exit just to help out ATC. 80 knots. We're cancelling reverse. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lisboa. Is that actual exit? Ah. It's not. No, it's a good job I didn't take that. That would have been disused. That would have been very embarrassing. What was our landing rate? Because it doesn't come up for me. It's on the Fly Live overlay. That was really smooth. 1350. Get out of here, Fox. There we are. And the radar off. Flaps can come up.
7 Delta Bravo, wind 330 degrees, 12 knots, runway 02, course takeoff.
And we baked the planned exit.
Takeoff runway 02 and 7 Delta Bravo.
Alpaca 24, Alpha Bravo, continue via uniform, contact ground 121.750, welcome to Lisbon.
And continue uniform 12175, Alpaca 24, Alpha Bravo, obrigado for the ATC, bye. That's my Portuguese for you. Obrigado for the ATC. Over to ground. Dear. Right, let me just make sure I've got the volume up. Got the charts here. I'm unfamiliar with Lisbon, so bear with me. Lisboa ground. Boa tarde, Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo vacated 02 on uniform. There's a Ryanair just taking off. Got the right frequency. Ground. 12175.
Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo, taxi to stand 126, so correction, 125 via Alpha.
Stand 125 via Alpha. Alpaca 24 Alpha Bravo. So uniform, next left is Alpha, and then it's just a straight line. That's the way I remembered it. So just to show you, next left is Alpha, and it's just a straight line. Look to 125 just there. Even I can't get lost. Well, better wait until I'm on stand before I say that. Excellent language master. I know. Brilliant. No, if we actually take, you know, on that approach there, the winds are a bit funky in Microsoft Flight Simulator. They were funky and a bit unrealistic with the way they were changing the speed and direction. It went from 15 instantly to 9. But the way the actual aircraft reacted, to how the PMDG was reacting to these speed changes, albeit the speed changes were unrealistic, the aircraft reacted as I'd expect. It was quite nice to see. The speed was dropping off, I was having to add thrust, sort of like the wind direction, you could feel it rocking on the aircraft. It's just that these wind changes and speed changes in Microsoft Flight Simulator are not realistic at all, and it's causing some handling difficulties, really. That was sort of handling as if it was a 25 knot crosswind as opposed to 5, whatever the actual wind is, steady at 10. So Microsoft Flight Simulator needs to address that sort of unrealistic wind changes. Otherwise, apart from that, it's a great little add-on for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Many voices. So yeah, absolutely the best by far. I think it's the only 737 available in Microsoft Flight Simulator, but it's very, very good. Right, we'll do a nice slow taxi. As I said, this is the stock airport, but modifications done to the taxiway and apron to ensure correct stand markings and signage. The download, if you want information about it, you can use the command ! scenery, or you can look in the video description as well below, where I have messaged or mentioned the name of the developer. Just search that in Google and you'll find it. That's all done. We'll crank up the APU. Yeah, nice little flight. Nice little flight that. I hope you enjoyed it as well. Thanks for joining me. I just wanted to get a stream done before I move house. It's been such a long time since my last public stream, over 2 weeks, so... Oh my days, what are you doing? All the stand markings are matching. There's TUI, we've got Air Asia, he's a long way from home. We've got Squeezy Jet. Perfect. God, can I remember about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, all those internet issues I was having. Glad those are fixed. Well, I'm about to move house. Let's hope the new house has no internet issues at all. Right, stand 125. Yeah, that's full left on the tiller, and it just is a no. Look at that nose wheel. Now it's gripping because I've gone slower.
Alpine 41 Mike Sierra, bye-bye. Break, Ryanair 14.
Ooh, a bit too much thrust. Oh, wow! Is that Microsoft Flight Sim thing? Oh, cool. Although, oh no, that's good, that's good. No, I'm left of line already. What? Oh, happy now. Crossed. Oh, very good. Right, parking brake is set. AP available. There we go. 2 blues. Red engine's dead, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Lisboa. Local time here would be 8:39 in the evening. A lovely flight from Alicante to Lisbon. Great to be doing a stream again. Great to have actually come into a... I haven't done a vACC event in such a long time. Why is that so loud? I have shut the engines down, I have. Yeah, I haven't done a vACC event in such a long time on a public stream, so I thought, I just had a quick look last night. I thought, look, there we are, Lisboa doing an event on first, let's go there. And it was great to do. I always like doing it because it sort of lets me explain about vectors and things like that as well, and I love answering those questions. Right, anti-coal off, we'll leave it in the transit flow for the next crew, and there we are, all done. It's so loud, it's just the aircraft next to us, it's the Sunwing with its engines running. Brilliant. Let's have a look here, some of the comments. I worked that one out, the traffic sound, brilliant. Does the new house have fibre connection? Yes, I'm on 300 meg down at this the new house should have 900. That's all set up, ready to go, and I've tested the speed. It is 900 on my phone, which is great. Fox says in Lisbon you have slight turbulence from the hill and block of flats to the left. Of course, like you said, not realistic, but general tendency is little similar. Yeah, I mean, those wind changes, you could see it on the trend, the wind vector. It went from like 15 to 9, like no gradual decrease. It was just instant change, which can happen in wind shear, but not sort of constant changes like that. Solok, congrats on the new job. Well deserved, impressive. Pity for Japan Airlines. Brilliant, Solok. Thank you very much. Even I can't get lost, said Steve. I couldn't get lost once. I didn't need any help from chat. Well, yeah. I'm landing rate was -173. Not bad. Not bad. I thought it might have been lighter than that. Brilliant. Engine spool down on the PMDG is fantastic. Excellent. I think I've seen all the comments there. Brilliant. Well, there we are. MCP Clips, thanks to the great stream as always. You're welcome. Thanks, Captain. Very enjoyable. You're most welcome. Lisbon's same time as UK. It is. I knew that. And I was just testing you. Oh. Whoops. Yeah, sorry. Local time 7:41. I haven't been to Lisbon for a long time. But of course, Faro is on the same time zone. Perfect. Well, there we are. We'll call it a day. And this is sort of a little bit of a end of an era now, because I moved into my little house about a year and a half ago. I've been renting, and I met my partner, and we're of an age now we want to settle down, and we found a house, and you know, we're very happy together, and we're moving. I'm starting my new role at my operator, you know, to get to a TRE position. It's a really great time for me. I'm very excited, and I hope you enjoy being a little bit part of that in a way. The channel is a big part of my life. I've not been able to spend the amount of time I want to spend on it the last month, but obviously my priority was preparing for this interview. It's been very stressful the last week, getting everything ready for a house move, so living out of boxes, and I'm about to do a full block of duty at work, and I'm out of base for 2 days. The timing's not great, but bear with me. I won't be streaming in the next week for sure. We are due to complete next week as well, in the middle or latter stage of next week, so I'll be moving in. I need to get the office set up, and then those days off I'm obviously busy doing that. Then I'm working again, and then I'll plan to stream at some period then as well. So if I have any standbys, which is unlikely, but it will start winding down, the flying, but then I obviously start my course instructing, which is going to be a very busy period of time once again, but I will squeeze in a stream where possible. But where I do find some time, I will always stream, but of course I do like to keep things posted on social media. I haven't been doing so many stories at the moment, because I do the same flying every day, but I'll try and find some fun facts. I know you guys like all the techno bits as well, but what's really exciting for me when I return to the training department, we have Maxes now, so I've never trained on the Max, so it'd be nice to explore some of the additional features the Max has and actually show you some of those features. So things like the fly-by-wire speed brake and all the associated systems, a bit more stuff about the LEAP 1Bs as well, and I'll be able to show you that in a sort of constructive way. But obviously I can't do stuff during training and checking, but if I jump into sim a few minutes before, take a picture, and I can share some facts, so I know you guys like to see that. Anyway, we will log off of vACC, which I've now done as well. We'll sign off shortly. Thanks for all the lovely comments throughout the entire day too. If you've missed a change, I'm still flying a 737 at my operator. I'm returning to the training department, so I went for an interview for the role of TRE. After initially applying for TRI, they encouraged me to apply for TRE, which I did. Been preparing that for 4 weeks. Had the interview last week, and I was offered the position on Monday. I've still got to obviously pass the course. Course is TRI, back to TRI, which I was an instructor with before, doing that for a while. Line training captain, and then type rating examiner as well. So very exciting. I'm going to be learning a lot, so I've got a lot to prepare for as well, but I'll be sharing that journey with you as well. I'm not going to be saying, oh, I've got my check in a week's time or anything like that, but I'll keep you posted. It's going to be fun. That pause, Marshal's arms are going to be sore. Yeah, I know, great strength. Holding the buttons up for that long, Aaron. Cheers, Fox. Yes, maybe. We'll see. Plainly, yes, I don't know if there's any credible Max coming at all. I don't know if PMDG are making one or another developer at all. Thank you, NPC Clips 0321 Short. Thank you as well for your lovely comments too. Should we do a replay? See how it all worked. So let me reconfigure the airplane. I remember to do this. Panel state, load. Let's do final as usual, execute, the sim will freeze for a second, turn off fly live, get the flaps out to 30, Engines are coming up. Ignore all the fuel here. It's just the panel state. We just need it looking good for the replay. Get the switches as they were. Should be something like that. No annoying clicking sounds. Let's give that a shot. So we'll press that button here. Let's make sure we're definitely off vACC. We are. And bear with me as I get the flight recorder all set up, running here. Excellent. That should be good. So replay. Oh, look at that approach. Excellent. That's worked well. And we've got to have the replay music, of course. There we go. Great approach, isn't it? Look at that. What view we're going to have to do when I sign out? Probably that one there. So you can see the bridge. I think you can see the bridge out of both view windows, though. No, it'll be the right side. Right, let's have a look at that landing, because that was a greaser. Alerts muted. For the replay, I can do, but they are on. So yeah, the ignore the PAP is obviously the eye height's a bit wrong here with the view, but follow that and not the glide slope in Microsoft Flight Sim. Oh, what a butter! I'm sorry. That is, you know, not to blow on my own trumpet here, but that was a superb touchdown. What a butter! But not what Boeing wants. Look at that little one-wheel greaser. No decrabbing, no. Well, to be fair, judging a decrab in Microsoft Flight Simulator with winds going all over like this is quite difficult. Ideally, you want to decrab on any crosswind, especially on a dry runway, but it isn't a prerequisite. You can actually land with crab on a dry runway as well. It's just a little uncomfortable. But I think there was hardly, if any, crosswind there. I think it's more, yeah, I mean, that windsock's showing 20 knot winds to be fair, but no, I didn't use anything there. It's just not easy to judge in this sim, unlike X-Plane. Yes, Tom, still flying the 7-3. I like the elevator jumping up and down, that's cool. Right guys, well, I'll call that a day because I need to go get some dinner on. And I think we're going to do the replay. Did we say from that view? We're going to fly over the bridge. Yes, let's do it from there. Excellent. Right, so let me do that, resume replay, and we'll leave it there. Perfect, guys. Thank you very much, as ever, for tuning into another Flight Data Sim live stream. Some incredible generosity today shown by so many people. I never asked for anything on this channel, but thank you very much to everyone that did donate. I'll push that back into the channel. I'll do some giveaways as well in the future when I come back to doing some streams. I want to fly that big seaplane that's been calling out to me, that German one that was released in Microsoft Flight Simulator. But I'll see what else is there. I've got a lot of emails from devs asking for scenery reviews and products and whatnot, so I'll catch up with those at some point. But yeah, thank you for your donations. Thank you to all the members for your continued support as well. Special shout out to Tor 4x4 for the gifted members as well. Welcome to all the new members of the channel, and we had a lot join as well for the first time too, so I do appreciate the support you all give as well. But if you just wish to watch and subscribe and enjoy that content, thank you very much as well for doing that too, and for enjoying the content. That's it. So yeah, busy as I said, back to work tomorrow, and then I am flying all the few days, and then we complete moving house as well. So yeah, I'll be next streaming from my new office, so looking forward to that. I'll send some pictures on socials as well, so you can see the new workplace as well. It's just a normal room, no different to really what I am now, but it'll be it's a very exciting time for me, and I'm very grateful for the position I'm in, and to share that excitement with you as well, so I hope you enjoy that. Anyway, enjoy the weekend that's upcoming, look after yourselves, and I'll see you on another live stream very soon. Cheerio.